Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the voice of the people. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Every day I'm hustling, 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 hustling. Every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling.
Listos pe los chingazos! Listos pe los chingazos!
You know my level, and you will see.
Hey, Daddy.
You fight with nobody.
This a dollar beat. This a dollar beat.
BoxingWords.com.
You won the belt with
Hey,
nobody.
Daddy.
BoxingWords.com.
This a dollar beat.
You never gonna get the fight, man. You're a horrible fighter. Payday,
BoxingWords.com.
payday. You want payday. I know that. Oh, look this guy. There's a plan to go for the belt, and I'm coming, man. I'm coming, my friend. Get the fuck out of here, man. Please get the fuck out of here, man.
BoxingWords.com.
Because I'm gonna fuck you out right now, motherfucker.
BoxingWords.com.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of the Boxing Voice Radio, where we will discuss Saul Canelo Alvarez becoming the first ever 168-pound undisputed Latino and person ever, according to Canelo. But yeah, man, we're going to talk everything Canelo, slightly other topics, but mostly Canelo. You know, what's he going to do, how good he looked, yada, yada, yada. Plus all this weekend's results, you know what I mean? What's next for Canelo? Just all types of stuff like that. What up, Dumatron?
Que lo mío aquí está. Nah, just kidding. What's goody, man? I'm, here with you. Apparently, we have champion, 168 undisputed champion, and that is Canelo Alvarez. It's a hell of a freaking weekend. A lot of emotions riding into this fight with everybody. You know, that was back in there, Gallo in the race or whatnot, or in the fight, and shit, man. I mean, look, if you want to get right into it, man, we can get right into it.
Yeah, man, go ahead, bro. I mean, look, according to the comments, you and Lady Shan are the only sane ones. Everyone else is a Canelo hater that was on the panel because, you know, obviously the rest of the panelists didn't score it or see it the way that you and Shan seen it. You know, I just think that it's very sad that you look around the internet and, you know, 3-4 rounds is all that they really gave Plant. And, you know, it's just an uphill battle. You know, whoever's looking at that, you know, we'll be talking about what's next for Canelo. And the people that are next, they need to be thinking about that. Like, damn, Plant did all that and still it wasn't worth anything. You know, some people 3 rounds, others less than that, which means it's just an uphill battle to defeat Canelo. Like, you literally got to knock him out, you know. And again, when we get to the point in the show where we're discussing options for Canelo for May, you know, I think that's what we need to consider. Someone that is a puncher, because a boxer just isn't going to get a decision. Not to say that a decision had anything to do with it in this fight, but, I mean, if you're only getting 3 rounds out of a fight, I mean, yeah, man, you just got to come in with a different type of tool. You got to come in with that equalizer if that's the way points are being scored.
Yeah, man, look, I'm going to keep it plain Jane, man. And, you know, I'm not going to say that you know, you couldn't have looked at it the other way. Scoring is it's a peculiar thing, right? It's different methods of scoring, different eyes, and it's just so much going on. while you're judging. It really just what kind of judging are you? Are you the type that judges evasion of punches and jabs and do you count that more than the other one? I've been looking at it all night last night, and it's just so subjective, to so many things. But one thing I can say for sure, Ness, Caleb Plant did fight a very good fight, a fight that at times made Canelo even seem frustrated a little bit, And there were subtle things. It wasn't like Canelo just, waved into the crowd and said, I'm frustrated. No, but you could start to see that some of these movements were giving him some problems. And Caleb was able to counter. And again, I'm giving Caleb his flowers first because it can only be one winner, man. And Canelo pulled it off. He pulled it off by stopping him in the 11th round. And, we argued last night, right, a little bit about the stoppage. You give the champion the right, the rights that he deserves to be able to, stand up and fight for what he's been fighting for essentially 11 years, right, or all his life. So there's a lot of things that could be spoken about this fight. But one thing for sure is that, Canelo's the greatest fighter right now, man. He is it.
Mr. Lethal, what up?
Congratulations to Canelo. Congratulations to the Mexican people. Congratulations to all Canelo followers and super fans or whatever we want to call them. Canelo was impressive in his victory last night, but this narrative that has been running all day that this was a destruction and that Canelo was this super dominant fighter is not valid. In their fight, I watched it back multiple times. I'm looking for this domination, and I just don't see it. I scored at 5-5 last night. I still scored 5-5 at the time of the stoppage, but Canelo was victorious, and I still rock with Caleb because he put my state on his back, and he gave us a worldwide platform. He brought a lot of attention to this local boxing scene, so I got a cheers and a salute to that man. And I'm gonna continue to support him no matter what direction that his career goes in because he has great team around him, and he is being advised by the great Al Heyman. So I really am not gonna be concerned about Caleb, and he's a bunch of $1 million richer for his trouble. And it's interesting to see what direction Canelo's gonna go in, being that now he's done something that us as boxing fans have been waiting for quite some time, several years now. He's unified a division. He is solo the man at a division unchallenged, and there is some unfinished business at the division below him, and there's a potential for some business at a division above him, and he's the man at the division he's at. So let's see what direction he goes. Shout out to Supermix. If anybody has been following me on Instagram, I did pay my 200 push-up debt to Supermix, and I tagged all of y'all in it. So whether y'all are aware of it or not, on your IG, I broke it up into a 2-part series, and I paid up my debt because that's what real men do. We pay our debts. I made the bet and I paid the debt. And I also got my crow meat over here marinating on the stove right now. So whenever we get the feast going of crow, I'm definitely ready to get my crow sandwich going on because I got the crow meat marinating. And I'm here, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm here. Let's get it going, fellas. Man, I'm happy to be here. Thank y'all for letting me ride with the flagship once again.
Yeah, I'm going to just go ahead and say, man, you sound like you lost your cat, bro. You sound a little depressed, man. You might need to turn back up, man.
I mean, hey, man, I am depressed because it was a hard night, man. It was a tough night, man. That what people need to understand about Caleb is that he doesn't just, it's not like he's a fighter that I'm watching from a distance and I got an admiration from. Like, this man has actually influenced people around me. The gym that I train at, several of my close friends, and Caleb brought them folk out to the fight. They were part of his party, his people that are rooting for him. So it's like, it's not just that we think he's a great fighter, he's a friend of ours. You see what I'm saying? So that was my friend that was in the ring last night that took that fall in the 11th round. So I didn't have no, I don't have an alternative. I'm riding with my mans, whether my man on top of the world or whether he, at the bottom of the barrel, man. I'm gonna ride with him because that's my guy. You know what I'm saying? So it was depressing because we didn't get the outcome that we wanted. But I'm not gonna make no excuses. I mean, hell, I feel like Caleb put on a hell of a showing. Now, were there spots where Caleb could have done more? Definitely. On the rewatches, I did see spots where I felt like Caleb was thinking more tank conservation rather than let me fuck this guy up. And ultimately, I don't know if that would have changed the outcome because, I mean, it was a KO loss. The referee didn't give him the opportunity to get up. So, I mean, I don't know if that would have changed the outcome, but there were moments where I feel like Caleb could have done a little bit more. Maybe he could have stole some of those rounds. The judges, I don't know what the fuck they were looking at because those scorecards were not as wide. In my personal opinion, as they had them. So it basically makes it seem like no matter who, just like you said earlier.
Let me ask you a question. Did any judge give Caleb less than 3 rounds?
Dude, one of them judges, it was like what, 98, 92 at the time of the stoppage. That's like he didn't win a round. So that's saying no matter what kind of work you end up doing, you not gonna win any damn way if you end up fighting Canelo. You gotta drop this man. You gotta drop him.
Gotta drop him.
Because you can't outbox him and expect to get the nod. Because it's ridiculous.
Hit me, but guess what?
Now what about the power punches though, right? So like people are like, Payne, he hit Canelo, but it wasn't power punches. Canelo was hitting him with power punches.
I mean, there were power punches exchanged, but then at the same time, what about the activity? What about the segments of the fight where Canelo wasn't throwing a punch for 10 seconds and Caleb was throwing a flurry of jabs? Canelo might have caught, 2 or 3 of them, but 1 or 2 snuck through and he might pivot out. I mean, to me, he was doing more. That's why I don't see why the round count was so wide. Like, I'm like, bro, he won the first round. He won the second round. The third round I gave to Canelo. I gave the 4th round to Plant. Canelo won the 5th, the 6th, the 7th. I gave the 8th and 9th to Plant. I gave the 10th to Canelo, and then the stoppage happened.
I mean, look, what did you see, Ness? I mean, you were, I think, on the same likeness of James, right? You saw.
No, I mean, look, I'm a little bit, taken back because it's like he only got credit in most people's eyes for 3 rounds. So, it makes you think, is it fair judging? And just how do you judge a fight moving forward? Like, if people are just expecting the power puncher to always come through with the knockout and, not really paying attention to scoring the fight round by round, it's not going to be as satisfying. I think it takes away credit from what the opponent is doing. I feel like he frustrated Canelo a lot. And, obviously watching it back, he probably needed some power to get a little more respect from Canelo or a better gas tank so that he didn't slow down in that 11th, because up until then, he was doing okay in terms of staying away, not really getting or taking so much punishment. But yeah, I mean, what are you going to say, bro? Like, this is the second time he's knocked out a style that we thought would be difficult. You consider Laura, you consider Billy Joe, southpaws, So that in itself is difficult. Both of them are boxing or boxers first, boxing minded first. So that can be difficult. But I mean, look, man, what the fuck are you gonna say? The dude's fighting whatever style, and he's handling it fairly well. We went in our bag to see how Caleb could win, but the discrepancies in Canelo's career are old. The Lara fight is old. The Floyd fight is old. So we're hanging our hat off that, but that shit ain't work out. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty much a done deal. Like, I don't know who else could beat him at this point. Like, obviously, if we move on to topic number 2, it's about Canelo saying that his body needs rest and he needs to recover, but he's probably going to be back in May.
Yeah.
So,
take the quarter off?
That's not a lot of time off. I thought he meant when I first seen the headline, oh, he wants some time to recover. I'm thinking he'll be back September. May is around the corner. Let's just be real. May is right around the corner. We're talking 6 months away. So in actuality, he takes a 2-3 month vacation, or he has literally 3 months off, 3 months back on, because we're talking 6 months away. So, it's hard not to root for Canelo, right? Because he's doing what you want. We're talking about undisputed in 11 fights, and now we're literally talking about him coming right back in 6 months. And a man that rich, $40 million, that's not counting the endorsements. That's not counting any side deals for this fight. Hennessy sponsored it. Hennessy doesn't fuck with PBC, so he got the Hennessy check. He brought Hennessy to this party. So it's just like, he could probably take 2 months off in a yacht right now. We've seen him in his big-ass yacht before, but, like, he could take mad time off, come back, and still not miss a beat. And by beat, I mean these other guys. We'll talk about that. Don't let me forget it, James, as our on-air, kind of co-producer, write that down. We need to talk about Jared Hurd smacking Jamel Charlo.
Oh, yeah.
We need to talk about Jamal Charlo just shoving, just not even shoving Hurd. I mean, look, we'll talk about it in detail, but, like, who else is really out there? Like, I mean, Canelo might as well truly go to heavyweight. I mean, who's going to give him a fight? I'm not interested.
ESPN?
Nah, I didn't see ESPN. What they say?
Man, they said some shit like Canelo was aiming to end the trilogy with Triple G. Y'all talked about that already?
No, bro. You started live with us, man. You in a whole nother world. Them shots Plant took got you hurt. But listen, yeah, no. If we could move on to who, and just keep it the whole all 4 topics conversational, because who's he gonna pick? It's the same names. It's nothing new, and that's what I'm saying. Like, now that we watch what I consider a very good boxer, and I think I earned the right to say that now. I think he showed that now. I think, again, 3 rounds, if that's what you gave him, cool. I feel he still did better than Lara. Looking at that the first time around, I feel he still did better than Lara. But, watching that fight, watching a natural 68-pounder with movement, with slickness, with confidence, which is a lot of us, we put a lot on that. We laid a, we laid a lot on that hat right there. Like, oh, he's confident. Because, confidence sometimes gives you that mental edge. That shit didn't work. So it's just like, these 4 options, are these really options, or are these just highlight reels? Gennadiy Golovkin is 38 years old. If he really fights Canelo, it'll be next year in May. He'll be halfway closer to fucking 40.
I wonder how he is physically, though, because he's a specimen too, Gennadiy.
I mean, he's taking the time off that Canelo needs now, so maybe he comes back fresher. But if you're going based off his last performances, he hasn't looked good.
No.
Okay. But still, I think the people would want to see it, I'm actually interested. I'm intrigued by it, because...
I agree with you.
even the second fight was still not, the nail on the coffin, so to speak. He did his thing. I ain't gonna lie, Canelo did his thing, but
For some people, it wasn't. I think that for me, it was the nail. Like, I don't think that we need another fight, but we're talking about it because trilogies are popular. Wilder made it popular with Fury, right? AJ's about to be in a trilogy or halfway there with Usyk. And we've got the Rockmans, the Lennoxes, Evanders. These guys all had trilogies. So is now the right time to jump on the trilogy and go ahead and do it? Now that it's kind of hot in people's minds, but hold that thought.
Yeah.
Hold that thought. Let me get to these super chats so y'all can, get those thoughts together. We got High and Low Sports Centrum. He says, the boxing voice is more. Appreciate you always, champ. King pound for pound boxing. Plant didn't win no more than 3 rounds. Whatever, bro. Carlos Diaz. That's how you know Nello is great. Starts the show with, should he fight? Next. Stop being a hater, Ness. Canelo beat 3 undefeated champs in under a year. I mean, I don't think I said anything today, but I get it. I talked a lot, so y'all might still feel the need to talk about some old shit. It's all right. I'm here. I ain't never gone, never will. I'm right here. Fred Robinson. Look, as boxing fans, we all should be pushing for either Charlo or Benavidez for Cinco de Mayo on 100 emoji. I don't want to nothing about, I guess he meant to say, I don't want to hear nothing about no Triple G or 175. None of that. 100 emoji. All right.
If Triple G comes back as a 168 pounder, that'd be exciting to him.
Well, he's gonna have to. I don't think Canelo's going down for him. It's like, I gave you 24 rounds. I'm the A side. I just undisputed. What have you done really since we stopped fighting? Oh, you fought Steve Rose and lost to Derevyanchenko and had a tune-up with someone. Now you're going to Japan. So he'll have to come down without a doubt. It's no doubt in my mind.
But don't Triple G still hold 2 titles at their weight class?
At
like
60.
I remember.
At 60.
He got 2 of them, right?
IBO, IBF.
Oh, the IBO. Okay.
Oh, the IBO. Come on, dog. The other green belt. Don't hate the Hunter Green.
I ain't hating it, but it's the +1. You know what I'm saying?
Remember that?
Yeah, it's the +1 because it's so bad that if you got that one, you can come with someone +1. You know what I mean? I get you. Yo, Jones Wealth Academy. Shout out to Mission Impossible, who says King Nello reigns supreme.
That's right. Supremo.
We got Super Mex. First and foremost, shout out to James coming. I guess he meant to say through, back. Okay, coming through. Back, still repping strong and honoring his bets. With that being said, I had it 95-9 going into the 11th.
Yeah, he missed the number.
He missed the number.
Might have been 95. I don't know.
He said I had it 95-95 going into the 11th. Okay. Young Profeta. Camelot versus Plant. Great fight. Hurd versus Jamel. Been overdue. GGG versus Canelo 3. Retirement check. If he get by dude in Japan. Now, this is one I definitely want to respond to because it's like, should Hurd skip the line? I seen some PBC haters on Twitter saying this is fake news. Like Hurd and Charlo not beefing. This is what they were instructed to do to take the energy and the attention off of what should be happening, which is the rematch for Undisputed between Jermell Charlo and Brian Castano. Like, why in the fuck, if Jermell isn't fighting his mandatory, which was the rumor, why should we sit back idle and watch him fight Hurd because it's a good fight? No, Canelo just undisputed. Usyk is undisputed. Tio believes in his delusional mind he's undisputed. Go be undisputed. Go get your opportunity. I don't get why we need Hurd. I get it. I'm all for the street beef. I seen the slap. You can't really see if he slapped Mel. But is that little scuffle in some stadium worth more than the 12 rounds we seen with Castano and Jamel? I don't know. I'm asking y'all though.
And before I give my take on this, shout out to Josh Taylor for calling out T.O., calling him with the Mickey Mouse WBC. I agree with him, you know what I mean? Until T.O. make that appointment with Devin Haney,
I mean,
man.
that ain't what Canelo thought. You seen Canelo taking all the pictures with T.O. They all took the pictures with the belts.
I ain't worried about that, man. T.O. just up there with a bunch of hardware, but he missing one vital piece, and my dude Devin Haney, the dream, he got that. So until T.O. make that appointment, I ain't worried about that. So I'm feeling Josh Taylor for that. And,
Teofimo's the hall monitor, champ.
Yeah.
Devin's gonna get caught in the hallway, no hall pass, champ. So it's coming.
All right. Well, until that happen, man, you know what I'm saying? What'd you say?
It's easy to see when you look at me.
Champions stand with champions. You saw that last night.
But yeah, back to the slap, man. I mean, they had some beef going. I mean, it's been this thing with Hurts and the Charlo brothers. So, I mean, do I want to see that next? I'd much rather see a continuation of that the Undisputed for Charlo, man. I want to see him get the hardware. If he can get that, you know, so that's what I'm more interested in, not really the Hurd thing. I can wait on that because after watching what happened between Hurd and
Arias.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And then I remember the disappointing performance against J-Rock, you know what I'm saying? And then we've seen what happened to J-Rock, so I don't know, man. I can wait on the Hurd fight.
I'm with you, man. You know, jumping the line because you had a little shoving match, like, that ain't enough. You lost to Aries. Go shove Aries, you know what I mean? Go get that shit back. Tell TMT give you a rematch on that. Like, no disrespect. I like Hurd. Especially he came out looking good in this situation. It's like, you calling me a bitch? You saying you gonna kill me? Slap, slap. Slap me and I slap you back. Well, that ain't what Jamel did in actuality. He just got smacked, according to the people there. You can't really see it because he slapped him with the left hand and Jamal's in the front. Mind you, let's talk about that. Like, Big Brother, you know what I mean? Like, Big Brother was the fucking barricade. He was on some TMT Mayweather Promotions bodyguard shit. Like, yo, you can't get at Jamel. He got all the belts. You got to get around me. And then Hurd still gets around him to land that little Keller Plant smack. Yo, the smack heard around the world. Got dudes out here with batteries in their back. They're like, fuck it, man. Kellogg got this $10 million with a smack. I got to start smacking dudes too. See? Shout out to all my dudes out here. We on some smack fest shit from the 90s. Let's go. You know what I'm saying, King? I mean,
man, get your baby powder, man.
Hey, man, you know, it's a lot of, I would say excitement because really Jared Hurd, he's a nice dude. Like, I like his character, you know what I'm saying? His fight status, as far as I've always thought that, you know, as big as he was, like, why was he always getting himself to 154? But that's neither here nor there because he seems to have, you know, finagled his way into a potential, you know, a rivalry. Now, this don't mean that the fight should happen, but this is how you build a rivalry. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, you know, it reminds me, you know, the smack is in. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say monkey see, monkey do, but like if there's room for it, then let it go. You know what I'm saying? We can get a little physical. We can get a little chippy without it spilling out. And, you know, one thing, though, about the Charlos, man, and I try to like so many things about them, but they just stay embroiled in some sort of just trash talk. You know what I'm saying? They stay embroiled in the back and forth. But what I will stand on, the same thing that they stand on. When they see you, usually, now, it wasn't always like that because we ran into Danny Jacobs. It was a little different. You know, that was back in the day. So now they ain't shining shoes no more, and they want actually the shoe to be on the other foot. They want to be the ones confronting people in public and saying, hey, what's up? You know, so, you know, it's good controversy. You know, I think I heard a couple of you guys echo the same sentiment. He doesn't deserve to jump the line, but if he can create the rivalry, let these brothers get it on.
Let the brothers
Nah,
get it.
I ain't with that. He got to go get that Aries or go beat somebody else. Like, you can't just get a shot at Mel because you pushing him at some fucking fight. Like, I'm with Mel at this point. You know what I mean? If I'm as rich as my man, I got all the straps, I'm living this comfortable life. I'm not out here fighting you, bro. Not in the street, not in the stadium. You know what I mean? So shout out to Mel for keeping us cool based off what we seen. I don't know if anything else erupted, but based off what we seen, shout out to Mel, man, keeping that cool and not feeding into it because it's not worth it. Not only is it not worth it out the ring, but honestly, this fight ain't worth it in the ring. Like, Hurd lost his status. To just get a shot back as a tune-up is what we would be looking at it because he was already on shaky ground off the Williams loss, trying to show us he could come back. He fought a few welterweights moving up, things like that, switch trainers. Then you lost your first real 154-pound fight with a dude that we thought you was going to beat. So I'm just not going to let the smoke screen or the bullshit fake me out. You know what I mean? Mel needs Castano or something bigger. I'm not a Mel hater. Something bigger.
But what's bigger? Like a zoo?
I mean, honestly, give me the Laura fight. Move up to 60. Fight Laura for the regular. He didn't get approved. He petitioned to fight Ryota, but they rather get that Triple G money. They allegedly, and I'm using air quotes, allegedly abolishing titles. That's why they made Rolly fight Tank. But when it comes to Laura petitioning to fight Ryota, they like, nah, dog, we getting a bigger check with Gennadiy. So because of that, Mel could just create greatness. Fight Laura for the regular. You know him. You comfortable. You sparred him all your life. He ain't seen you in 4 or 5 years now. So, you know him, but now you bringing him some new flavor and you fighting with no headgear. Then you win the regular. Now you ranked at 60. And you can at least be talked about with Canelo and not just your brother Jamal, who, we really only want to see him with Canelo because he had 60 and he was the mandatory at one point. But like Jamal's last 5 fights, they not telling me. Look, if y'all was trying to rip Keller Plant resume apart before getting into this fight, I get Jamal has a better resume than Plant. I'm not here to argue that. I rank everybody he fought. I'm just saying, his resume doesn't say to me, yo, look who I beat. That means I'm beating Canelo. That's the only thing I'm saying. Because if people looked at Plant and said that, or at least read that based off his resume, well, then what the fuck you reading off Charlo's resume then?
I was going to ask, man, with somebody like Hurd in this fight. I mean, I don't want to use the word deserve, but is it fair to say if he's not going to, because he need the Arias fight. Arias don't need that fight again, right? So it's what's left for Hurd. And like I said, I think he's
but that's my thing. Like, I don't want him to get more of a reward than Arias, who upset him. Imagine how Arias would feel hearing the news that Hurd got a fucking shot at Jamel for 3 belts, and I beat you. I upset you. Like, that's true. Boxing needs to get it right, man. Don't give Hurd a shot. I'm not hating on Hurd and Hurd fans. Arias beat your guy, man. He deserves the Willy Wonka ticket. He deserves for the universe to pay him back for his hard work, man. That's all I want.
Is it sad, though, that people don't see that? I mean, again, that's chess. I understand chess, but people like checkers. You know what I'm saying? So all the jumping around, from last night, and them checkers is, people's not going to remember that Arias, beat him, and he beat him handedly, and it would be a good fight because, I don't want to use the term life or death, but it was a very good fight between Mel and Castaño. So bring in another one of these guys that like to come in and put in work. You may or may not have heard of him. You might have had to catch him on a PB. Bring it, and we would understand that fight making sense. But to the checkers guys out there that just like the excitement, they like to jump around. They don't like to watch the moves that sometimes we understand. Is the Hurd fight a good fight that doesn't hurt any.
It's a
like,
good fight for TV. You know her style is gonna make for a good fight, but it's not fair, man. Give it. Aries will give Mel a fight. It'll be the same fight with Aries. He gonna be right there too.
Does he got any mandatories?
Yeah, he got a mandatory. He's supposed to have an IBF mandatory. The fact that Hurd is sliding in is crazy. We not supposed to get Castano rematch because both had to do mandatories. If they not gonna do mandatory, give us that rematch, man. And I get it. Maybe they trying to build it up. Like, you go have one fight, you go have one fight in the hopes. Not what I'm wanting, not what I'm putting into the universe, but in the hopes that because most rematches are pay-per-view on pay-per-view. You know, the first one's free, second one you got to pay for is normally how it go. DSV and company. I had Plant 4 rounds, but Caleb gave him too much respect after 6. Walking backwards with Canelo even punching. Nello versus Charlo. Cowboys land. 5. What? I'm lost, man. That's some football shit I don't know about.
DSVs?
Yeah, at the end he said Nello versus Charlo, Cowboys land.
He talking about an AT&T Stadium in Dallas, but it really need to be in Houston.
But what that 5 mean? Is he like on some New York shit like I-5? Chris Colbert?
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't get it.
that might have been a typo. Or he banging. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, or he banging, right?
I don't know.
I know my body. Yeah, I know Shakur body. Shakur know my body.
Yo, high and low. Sports Centrum. The boxing voice is made. I mean, we ain't made yet, bruv. I wish we was made, people. Young Profeta Jamel versus Castaño is the fight. Don't get me wrong. If not, then do booboo. Her do need to see Arias again, and he wants it. Who wants it, Hurd or Arias? I mean, I'm sure Arias will take it because there's not a lot much out there for him unless he gonna give a younger dude an opportunity like a Conway or something like that, which I wouldn't recommend.
Hey, Ness, what about Arias and Castaño? What if not necessarily Willy Wonka, but a shot?
I hear you. If they going, you mean if Hurd gets Jamel.
If Hurd gets Jamel. Yeah.
But that's
you don't like that. I saw Doomy didn't like that.
It ain't that I don't like it. It's just that for Aries as the upset, he gets one belt. You know what I'm saying? Like, the dude I beat gets a shot at unification, but I get a shot at the fucking bull-nosed Argentine for one belt. Like, y'all really dicking me around here, man. I'm about to lead TMT if I'm him. For real.
That's the hard way. It's definitely the hard way.
It's like, yo, I just beat one of the tallest 54-pounders, because for Aries, I just want him to be rewarded. He beat one of the toughest, tallest, most active 54-pounders. Was he the same version of him after he lost his titles? Probably not, but it don't matter because Aries showed us he wasn't by winning. And I just want him to be rewarded, you know what I'm saying? And that reward, if Mel's on the table and he needs a tune-up or an in-between fight, yeah, it should be Aries, not Hurd. But I get it. Boxing needs a story. They need to sell us something. They give us a reason to cheer for Plant, and we would cheer for her because it's like, oh, he lost his belts. Oh, the comeback story. He's got this one opportunity, crossroads fight. If he don't win this, he's done. You know what I mean? Then they give you the slap and show you the shoving, boop, boop, and it's over. You paying for this motherfucker.
I mean,
it's just EP the episode of All Access, Ness. The first episode of All Access. You just executive produced that one right there.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and look, Hurd is a great dance partner for Charlo in so many ways. Not just in the ring, which he's gonna bring the action. He's like a Mexican fighter. Like, he just goes in there to bang and throw his hands, and that's what you need for television. Plus, he gives you the flashy. He dresses very urban, very Migos, got the jewelry, he's buying real estate, got the beautiful wife, he's living the movie. So him and Charlo is 2 movies at the same time running, Them dudes is out here really living life, looking good. So I could see those 2 fan bases, interacting. It is the bigger fight. You know, Charlo versus Hurd is bigger than Charlo versus Aries. Again, I just want boxing to get it right. That's all. I'm just tired of the underdog always being the underdog. Like, if he won, let him be rewarded. Let boxing give out rewards. That's all I'm saying. But I got Roland Curtis that says, there's only one man who can beat Canelo, and that man is 6 years older than Canelo, and he works for ESPN as an analyst. If we won't entertain him unretiring, then who in your poll can bring an SOG type of fight? I don't think you got to bring an SOG type of fight. I mean, you know, regardless of how many rounds you gave Plant, he put some vital information out there for other trainers and fighters. They're gonna look at what Plant did and add that to their game plan and recipes to attempt to beat Canelo. You know, I'm not saying everything that Plant did is the successful game plan, but you got to take bits and pieces. You know, he had a lot of success with that fucking shoulder roll right hand. Let's be real. Imagine, you know, Charlo, who and I'm using air quotes. I know he ain't knocked out nobody in a minute, but we assume Big Charlo has power. Imagine him doing that fucking shoulder roll that, you know, Caleb was giving Canelo that shoulder, boom, coming right back with the right. But, you know, as Deontay Wilder would say, he had pillow fists, Caleb did.
Hey, I got a question, man. How do we think, or how does Booboo feel about this, man? Does Booboo see this and be like, you know what? Or does he feel dejected because he know that, you know, Benavidez is up? You know what I'm saying?
Fighter.
Boo-Boo, unfortunately, he's blacklisted, man. Canelo is the darling. You know, like the minute you thought of Boo-Boo word association game, horrible fighter came in my mind. Like, he's blacklisted. We can't do nothing. It's only Canelo could give him an opportunity. And at the end of the day, at this point, we just gave Plant a shot, right? Like, all the negative people all week, all month, they were saying, Plant ain't done nothing. Who has he beat? Yada, yada, yada. Man, so why the fuck we want Andre in there then? If we going off that logic, you understand? Because I'm going to be real. I wasn't looking at Plant's resume. I was looking at what he could do in the ring physically. And I get all that hoopla about Demetrius being a southpaw. But he's not as good as Plant on his feet. He stay off balance. His punches stay wide. His head stay... Man, get the fuck out of here, bro. That dude's not even on the level of Plant, in my opinion. Maybe he went further. Maybe he made it to the Olympics. Maybe he's a southpaw. Maybe he'll give him more trouble when the fight actually happens. But I don't see that. Like, when I see those two boxers, Plant's a better looking boxer for me. Like, Plant, again, he's like on the ice, you know, doing the show for the Olympics. He's ice skating out there looking smooth. That's not Andre. Yeah, he getting the job done. I get that. But he ain't smooth. He fucking up the ice. It's chunks all over the place. He don't look good doing it. You know what I'm saying? And if we talk about resume again, he fought way less opposition. You know what I mean? Yeah, he had the spots, the names here and there, but like, who are those dudes for real? C-level fighters at best. At best, Willie Nelson never won a world title. Brian Rhodes never won a world title. Viner's never won a world title. Like, that shit is a fucking mixtape already with all the dudes that never won a world title. Luke Keeler, fucking Walter. I mean, fuck out of here, Andre. Andre, no, stop it, man. Give me Marcus Brown, Beterbiev winner, and so that people don't hate on me, let it be Beterbiev. You know what I'm saying? Because if Marcus win, they go, oh, PBC fanboy, because, you know, I was there for him. He came up on the 2012. I know him personally. Another New Yorker like Chris. You know what I mean? I watched him from the beginning as an amateur. So it's like, they go, oh, you're a dick rider. So I'd rather he not even get the shot. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather it be Beterbiev who earned it, he unified, and he's European. They gonna leave me alone. But if Marcus wins, now we got a southpaw 75-pounder that could fight Canelo. Or if Beterbiev win, we got a big puncher, right? That's what we allegedly want. The thing is that Beterbiev, to me, doesn't have the skill of Plant. He ain't giving you no shoulder roll. He giving you a fucking high guard. Here's your whack-ass right hand. Nobody want that shit. But he getting it done, too. Yo, I can't hate.
He got some good combination.
hypothetical question. My bad, Doomy. Does Canelo stop Oscar Rivas and capture a Bridgerweight title?
Absolutely.
Hell yeah. Rivas got no tank. He got tired in his last fight versus Rozecki was 75. He was 175. Like, we know because we know Jets. So, hell yeah. If Canelo want to make history, I think if we push that loud enough, Eddie and his team will hear it. You know, they all got friends. They don't watch it. They friends send them clips. And then they might consider Rivas. This is the thing. Canelo already spars with Frank Sanchez. We don't know if he spars with Andy, but he's shadowboxing with Andy. But he went on record this week and said if AJ comes to train with him, he's sparring with him. So it's like, my man been not afraid, man. He been not afraid.
Yeah. And I asked that because I don't know what's left. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what they talk about. I'm bringing Andre Ward out of retirement. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and
like, what's left, man?
I'll give you more credit for beating Rivas than beating Andre Ward off of 4 or 5 years retirement. Like, kick rocks with that. Now, see, I'm not a fanboy. See, I'm not out here looking for Canelo just to lose or particularly lose to any one fighter. So I don't need Ward to come out of retirement like that. Like, that shit ain't a real fight to me. I've always said if Ward comes out of retirement and fights Canelo without any tune-ups, the way that he did Kovalev, he's losing. He's losing, man. I don't care how good he thought he was. He losing if he comes straight into a Canelo fight. You know? The best thing he could do is be like, yo, get the negotiations out right now. Lock it in December. Give us a 25th Christmas present, and we know he going into that fight next September. And that's still a bad thing. Now you in gym 10 months, but your timing ain't there. Sparring don't make timing right all the time. You know what I'm saying? The rust, all that. No. That ain't what Ward want anyway. Listen, look at Ward. Ward, you know, I was raised Pentecostal Christian, you know, not to say that I ain't no backslider, but I know a lot of those things growing up, and you can tell Ward is a humble dude. Like, he ain't even coming to ESPN. He tired of flying. I don't want to be in Las Vegas. Do me from home, bro. Cut my check, but I'm going to do it from home. I want to be with my family. Ward is done, man. Dudes out here hanging their hat on Ward. They wishing on a star. Ward is done. Think about the last time you seen an analyst consistently be home. Bruh. My man, he running his show his way. I got to counterpunch PBC. We're going to go ahead and play your intro so we ain't got to do that later.
Mr. PBC, baby.
BoxingVoice.com. I'm the finest. Canelo talking about he believe he can win. Go to my kitchen. Get the sharpest knife. Cut the bullshit out. I don't care what you do good. I do every fucking thing great.
Mr. PBC, baby.
Man, that intro right there, man, it led up from last night. You know, Caleb Plant did everything good. Floyd did everything great. I have been hearing you guys talking stuff, but there's only one person you ain't been talking about. I know you got a little biasness. You know, your barber can't really get your lineup to get this understood. It's Bivol. Bivol is the dude.
No, you're not.
Stop forgetting about him. The dude's undefeated. He has a better jab than Caleb Plant. I think we need to give Caleb his
Smith just did better with Bivol's last opponent than Bivol.
Look, man, Bivol's undefeated. Caleb Smith got his arm knocked in his underpit. Come on, man.
Then he moved up to Bivol's division and did
Bivol beat Joe Smith
and did what Bivol couldn't do.
Beat John Pascal. Bivol moves around with the jab. He doesn't stand straight trying to play peekaboo and have that, oh, don't hit me jab. He hits you, and he moves.
Hey, dog, you could get Bivol, you know what I'm saying? You got to keep capping for him, campaigning for him. Hopefully they give him that spot. I don't think Bivol's the dude. I'm not here just for a good fight, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? I'm here for the longevity of the sport. I'm here to help the sport grow, and we need someone like Plant to be a B-side. Bivol's a horrible B-side. He don't speak English. He don't got personality. He ain't gonna say nothing. All we gonna have is just a fight. So like, damn, at least let him earn it. If all we getting is a fight and no entertainment from him, let him earn it. He ain't earned it. You understand? That's my opinion anyway.
Yeah, it's like they trying to treat this shit like y'all remember the movie from back in the day, Running Man with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like Canelo, he running shit, so now they gotta go bring dudes out of retirement. They looking for Jesse the Body to come back because he the last great champion that we can remember. So, you know, they call it for
man. I mean, killed it though. I think, right? I don't know. Damn, that shit got my head turning, bro. Because Rozeki did very well, bro. Rozeki did very well to be a 175-pounder moving up. You understand? And Canelo is not Rozeki. Like, that might be my morning show. I swear to God, that's crazy, bro. That's a good ass pick. Like, some shit to just fuck up the whole industry. Like, nah, we ain't fighting none of them dudes at 75. We going to fucking Bridgerweight. Bro, that's insane, man. And I think Rivas gets hit enough, bro. Like, you let Rozeki hit you, right? Like, how tall is Rozeki, though? Because Canelo's short. That's the issue.
6'1", 6'2".
Damn, how tall is Rivas?
Probably about the same thing. Let me check.
You know what?
Rozeki
was slightly taller. He was slightly taller than Rivas in that fight.
I mean, I gotta get these numbers because that fight. I mean, you killed it with that. That shit got me intrigued, man. You know, Canelo beat my man. I'm back on my Canelo fanboy shit. Canelo go for Bridgerweight. That's like, Jesus. That's like, that's crazy.
You know, like when Roy Jones jumped up and beat John Ruiz, motherfuckers like, yo, Roy
That's
Jones.
That's better though. I'm gonna be real, man. I'm gonna be real. I get it. John Ruiz was a champ, but I lived through that. He was whack, man. He was whack. Like, I don't think people think Rivas is whack. I think people think Rivas got holes. He gets tired. But people thought, you know, he gave Dillian White a great fight. He obviously beat Brian Jennings, and he beat Rozeki, but the three things in common and the one thing in common in all them three fights is he slowed down in all them fights. He came back. He beat Brian Jennings from come behind win. You understand? Same thing with Dillian. He was losing. He dropped Dillian late. I love that fight. Damn, you fucked up my head. I wonder, do they got the heart to really consider that? Because I think it's so doable. I mean, I get he weighed 240. But wow, that shit feels doable. Like on a Canelo skill level, it's like, can Rivas really hit him? And is he gonna do what we thought AJ would do to Usyk? Like, is Rivas gonna be like, man, fuck Canelo, I'm going in there on some big heavyweight shit? Or is he gonna be like, oh my God, it's Canelo, and try to box him? I mean, I really like that. Damn. That's crazy.
So then Canelo beats Rivas. So what's next? Canelo versus Wilder for the Bridgerweight Championship.
I mean, I don't think he goes any further. I think it's like
Not
Roy
that
Jones. Yeah, I think it's like Roy Jones. You see a strategic move and you jump on it. The way he jumped on the Kovalev fight, that was strategic. You seen a wounded bird, but you know you're going to make history. You went and clipped that dude's wings. I got some super chats. I mean, you murdered it with that. I think I really might do his own show come this early next week. That's a wonderful idea. I swear, that's a wonderful idea. I don't think that, again, based off the Rivas, I don't think there will be a Canelo fan that would be afraid of that. Because, like, based off that Rozeki fight, like, he was literally a 175-pounder.
But how much weight will Canelo be able to come in? How much more weight can he put on?
Bro, check it out. 13 days ago, he was 174. He was a pound heavier than Plant. At their third weigh-in or their second weigh-in with the WBC, he was heavier than Plant. Like, he might just already feel thin. I'm not saying he's a heavyweight.
They were interviewing Julio Cesar Chavez, and even he said it. He's like, he said he has the type of body that he can put on the weight and be healthy, that he could even see him going up to heavyweight.
That's fucked.
Canelo's gonna come in at like 193, 195 for that fight, and he'd be comfortable. He wouldn't try to come in at 2. He would just be like, yo, 195, and I'm good. Like, I'm good. I can move with this.
Mm.
I can punch with this. I'm good. My beard is good. I think he's good.
Guys out like that. I mean, at like 185. Rocky
you guys in the chat, you're talking Rozecki's fight night weight or weigh-in weight. Remember, Rozecki was a 75-pounder before the Rivas fight is all I'm saying. I'm not saying he fought Rivas at 175, guys. Come on, you got to be smarter than that. I'm saying his last fight was at 75, and he weighed in at 202. Like, that ain't... I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying.
Before you go to the next topic, I definitely want to do a Red Solo Cup cheers to the Boxing Voice and the Boxing Voice community. We achieved a goal of 130,000 subscribers, a goal we've been trying to get to for a minute. I told y'all, speaking we could do it. It was the Canelo Alvarez, Caleb Plant initiative that we put forward that got us over the hump. So, hey, we got we're in the new stratosphere, and now the new goal, 140,000 subscribers, man. So Boxing Voice, the illest, trillest, dopest boxing podcast in the solar system. The community is what makes it so special. Thank you guys for subscribing. Tell a friend. Let us in, yo.
Let me get to some of these super chats.
Super chat. What you got up next? Where'd you leave off?
We left off at
Young Prophet was the last.
Roland Curtis. Next up is Gil Lopez. Was Canelo really ducking Charlo, Andre, etc.? Did you mean Andre? And my answer to that has always been no. Now, the Charlo situation, that's a little different, man. I feel the same way I feel about Aries. It's like, Canelo, you know he was your mandatory. And you go and you take franchise. You know, look, Billy Joe retired after a Canelo fight. Charlo could have done the same, but he can't, can he? Because he ain't get the fight, did he? So, you know, I do hate that. You know, I don't like that you took franchise status and you robbed that man of his time to retire. He could have retired or beat you. Or lost and still fought. You understand? But he ain't get that. So I don't think he ducking, because obviously I get what his super chat is so, you know, the underlining, you know, topic in that super chat is like, it's sarcasm. It's like, look at what Canelo been doing. You really think he been ducking Charlo and Andre? And I get it. You know, he keeps showing that Charlo, Andre, Plant, Kovalev, don't matter who it is. I get what you're saying.
And what's up with Mr. Calderon 93, who says Andrade wasted his prime years ducking fighters?
Yeah,
wow.
I don't believe that he ducked anybody, but you know, he had his issues. You know, he was with small promoters when he got that fight with Charlo. So, you know, he had to do what he had to do for his resume and for his life, which was get out of that deal to be in the deal that he's in now. And, you know, this new deal has caused him to be away from everybody. I don't know if it's the new deal or the old deal that he broke, right? Because that's what the rumor is. According to Ronnie Shields, he's pissed people off for leaving that fight on the table after it was negotiated. King Pound for Pound Boxing back with another one says, if I'm Canelo, I would make Showtime make Charlo and David fight. Build them up. Then I would fight the winner in September. They got to put in work, too. I hear you, man. The thing is that none of them dudes, everybody's waiting for the shot. Bruh. You know, obviously the easy logic is, if you beat somebody, he's more willing to fight you, but they ain't trying to take that risk, because if they lose, they to the back of the line. Look at Darrell. Back of the line, asking to come to the front. You know what I'm saying? And nobody really wants to find themselves in that position. You know what I mean? If you in the front, you want to stay right there.
Yo, DSV and Co said Marcus Brown by unanimous decision versus Nello. I fucking said it. And we need a 24-inch ring. Caleb in there in a 17-inch ring, man. Stop sleeping on Brown. Place your bets. I think he meant 24-foot ring.
Let me tell you something, and this is what I keep saying. People thought I was capping for Plant. I just like Plant more. I won't bet on Brown. Even though he's bigger division than Plant. I like Plant's boxing skill more than Brown. Not that Brown can't box, but he don't look like Plant. Plant looks graceful. You know, it reminds me of like Ali, Tyson Fury, Anthony Sims, an ice skater, man. Like they be gliding, man.
Until 11th round hit.
Hey, it's okay.
Slip.
It's okay.
Slip on that ice.
That ice, man.
It's okay.
He looked great, man.
My boy showed he was on that level though. They was, even Canelo after the fight said, "Yo, I respect him." He showed me, but before the fight, what he said, "You're not on my level, man. You will see. You will see." But look, even he found out, like, okay, my man's nice. He got some skills.
Yeah, man, he made a good account of himself. I'm gonna go on a limb and say it. The only person right now, active boxer, that could stand a chance of going the distance, possibly beating Canelo, Bud Crawford.
Yo, somebody did a sarcastic pickup, and maybe they're right. So James, Google, I guess, I don't know, whatever you can find, right? Because they're like, man, you guys are some haters. You're having an entire show about who could beat him next instead of the fact that he, achieved history. But I blame it on Dumi. He's a cousin, being Honduran. He's a cousin of the Mexicans. It's him that's supposed to remember to like big up Canelo for his achievements. I'm hurting. I was rooting Plant. So I'm in my mourning stage right now. We mourning Plant, the loss of Plant. I know James is with me. So it's really Doomy's fault. He got to be the one to be like, yo, I'm Honduran. I'm primitos with the Mexicans. Yo, shout out to my Mexican. He did XYZ. But now we do got to talk about that. He did undispute. We give a lot of people credit for undisputing. We haven't really talked about him undisputing and what it means. I'm not sure I know what it means other than that. I'm pretty sure he's first ballot Hall of Famer right now.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Well,
man.
hold on. Before we go there, we got to talk about, since we talk about Hondureños, we talk about that Hondureño Tio trying to fake undispute just because Nello in the building with his belts. He got his little fugazi. Trying to fake undispute. Get out of here, man. Hey, Doomy, what's up with that, man?
This is y'all all haters. Yeah, I mean, y'all hating on all them belts, man. I don't know what y'all talking about, bro. And listen, Devin Haney is gonna happen, and when it happens, I'm gonna say y'all told you so. But yeah, that's right, man. History was made last night. Last night. History was made last night. 168, and this is the first 168-pound undisputed period, right? Or is it just Latin American?
I mean, I've seen so many things. That's why I said Google it. I've seen first Latin American. I've seen first Mexican. I've seen first ever.
I think it's first ever. I think nobody ever.
I think they're calling it first ever because it's 4 belts and not 3. So I don't know, bro.
Yeah, I don't think anybody ever. But I'll look for it.
What I do know is this:
Canelo Alvarez became the first undisputed 4-belt super middleweight world champion in boxing history. So, not only in boxing, not even for his Mexican people, but, forever.
What I will say is this, man. We got right now over 600 watching. And just because we made our goal of 130 doesn't mean anything. It don't stop. Next goal, 130,000, 100. We're going to go slow. 100 at a time. So if you haven't already subscribed to the YouTube channel, please do so. If you've done so, go ahead and click that notification bell so you get notified. I'm clicking this thumbs up. I'm changing from 195 thumbs up, 94 thumbs up to 95. You do the same. Let's get that train going. Let's get this at least to 200 because we're about to open up these phone lines in just a bit. Remember, we got a poll going. Who you think Canelo should fight next in May? Gennadiy Golovkin, 13%. Jamal Charlo, 42%. David Benavidez, 35%. Artur Beterbiev at 175 with 2 belts, 10% of the public voting on them. Gentlemen, back at you.
Hey, James.
Yo.
James, can I ask you something personal right quick?
That was good, man.
What's next for Caleb Plant?
Man, Caleb needs to take a little time, man, count his money. You know what I'm saying? Spend some time with his lovely, lovely wife. I don't know.
Another Impala? Maybe
Man, another Impala. Maybe work on getting a couple of wans. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think he need any more cars. I'm gonna be real. You know, that's like a waste of money. He already got the Lamborghini Urus.
Yeah,
he got the Impala. So you got your old school historic. You got your new, beautiful SUV. And then I seen like a Mercedes there that they could go out. So like, come on, you good with cars, man. I know you got mad money, but these dudes need to do something else than cars, man.
Yo, man, it's time to kick back with the missus. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy the fruits of your labor. And then come back to the drawing board, man. I definitely think,
Yeah, but what's the drawing board? What's the drawing board? I want to fight because I'm going to be real, man. None of you dudes keep the same energy. You know what I'm saying? Wilder lost. When AJ lost, it was, he need to retire. Wilder lose, they want him to fight Trevor Bryan and Bermain Stavern, talking about Luis Ortiz 3. Like, dudes out here cherry picking for their favorite fighter. When the shoe get put on y'all foot, y'all cherry picking.
I said Trey Lippe.
Look.
I said put Wilder in against Trey Lippe. That's a real dog fight.
See? Everybody cherry picking for Wilder. So who you about to cherry pick for Plant?
Well, I mean, I don't think Benavidez is gonna want the smoke because he gonna want the Willy Wonka ticket and gonna want the direct line to Canelo. So I don't think Benavidez is gonna want that. I don't think Charlo gonna want that. I mean, so we're gonna have to I don't know, man. This move right here is really damn.
David Morrell get that WBA and be right back in line? Is that the fight?
Yeah, maybe, or maybe, you saying, did you just say Durrell?
David Morrell. The
Cuban.
The little Cuban that they push.
Cuban.
Yeah, the one they pushing hardcore now.
I mean, they was trying to push Durrell last night. Maybe you could take him out. He 37. He old, the fighter. I think Caleb could take care of him and knock him down the rankings and push himself back up the rankings, try to position himself again in one of the sanctioning bodies for a mandatory spot.
Durrell did get a beautiful knockout. I know because I won, fights that people think weren't, I guess, 50-50. Let's put it that way, right? And I've got excited, but damn, Durrell got extra excited for that knockout. Y'all seen how he was jumping around?
Yeah, nah, man, you got to be excited. That was a serious uppercut.
Bro, but he was doing knee-highs. Like, he was extra excited. Like,
he did a backflip.
He did a backflip, too. I ain't see that.
Uppy.
Bro, he did a backflip. I swear, I didn't even know he could do that.
I've seen him do it before. I didn't know he did one yesterday because I was too busy. He was just doing these knee highs. Like, he started after the night, he just started hopping like a bunny. I'm like, what the fuck?
Energy was high.
He was trying to show he still had exactly. He was trying to show like, yo, I got that juice. I hit him with the uppy, and I still got some juice left.
Yeah. All I thought about was Jaron Ennis when he hit the Dominican guys, the one that just recently won too. He hit him with that uppercut, same way, pull back, and it's almost like it's so much going on when you throw that uppercut the way he does. There's a lot of kinetic energy being gathered up in momentum, and when you get hit with that shot, bro, it's like a ball and chain at the end of that fucking fist, and it's lights out. That's what happened to that kid. He did a Berlanga where he was kind of clapping his gloves, trying to wake himself up. But it was clicking.
Let me go ahead and do this. I see HLD in the chat hating, so. And I don't really have to eat crow, but I'm eating crow. Well, I guess I do got to eat crow because I still picked Canelo by decision, not by knockout. So I was wrong either way. Both ways I was wrong. So, yeah, man, my bad for everybody that bet decision. I ain't think he could do it, but so now don't call me a fanboy when I don't pick Canelo by decision anymore because he done knocked out 2 dudes in a row that I said he couldn't knock out. You understand? Like, we got to let people learn from their mistakes, right? So I made a mistake back to back.
Back to back to back.
You know, he learned me. He taught me, Nesta, I have power. So don't be mad at me now when I'm rooting for Canelo. Like, because that's what's wrong with this sport. Like, you know, my guy beats your guy. It's like, haha, your guy lost, and now you're stuck in that box. You're never, don't come root for my guy, you bandwagon fan. Like, you know, it's weird, this sport. Very territorial.
Let's get some of the
redemption.
They packed on. You got Coach Mitty who says, what's the panel's view on the conversation that took place between Caleb and Nello during round 9?
I tried very hard to hear the video. You know, it just felt like trash talk. You know?
Nah, you know what he said to him? He said, I respect your skills. That's what Caleb said to Canelo during that little clip that I saw on the pre-pro.
See, I couldn't hear that.
Yeah, he said, I respect your skills. I was like, yo, he's really like complimenting him.
I ain't hear that. Let me see this.
Yo, I could imagine what Caleb was seeing. It was just admirable. Like, yo.
Bro, but you know what's funny about that clip? When I first played it, I said, damn, did Rob or Mitty, you know, whoever put it in there, not just them, like, is it Photoshop? Because I'm going to try and play this shit if I can. Because, bruh, Caleb is just moving for like a minute. And Canelo's just following. I promise you, I watched that and I quickly thought to myself, is this on loop? That's what I thought. Like, he was just following, bruh, like for so long. I didn't understand if this was real or not. But I guess I gotta show. I don't want to get flagged, man. Y'all gotta go to Showtime. It's on their Twitter. Or this is their Instagram. But, yo, it's so much following around. He's following. It's an entire... How long is this video? It'll tell you how long he's following.
Was that the point in the fight, though, where Nello kind of backed up on the ropes, you know, and he was waving him in, and Plant was just, you know, kind of lightly jabbing him, you know what I'm saying, just kind of scoring a little bit.
I mean, it's in the pre-pro. I'm going to put it back in the pre-pro so you ain't got to look for it. I can't really tell you what point for you to know. It's just a long video of just Caleb using lateral movement, circling the ring, and talking to him, talking to Canelo, and Canelo following until he finally gets him, you know. And he did get him. He did eventually get him, but Jesus, Caleb was just moving around so much. It was crazy. It was really crazy.
Man.
He got tired. You know, everybody said it.
Credit to you about that.
Credit to Lady Shan. She kept saying it, that he would get tired and that he gets tired. And I kept dreaming that being with Larry Wade his whole career, he wouldn't get tired. It's so weird,
but
man.
Let's talk about that though. Let's talk about that. Maybe King Amin and James could chime in on this one as well, because I want to ask. Did he really look tired, or did he just get hit too hard? Because all those rounds, he was doing his thing. And at a point, you know, he started shooting his jabs from the hip. So I'm like, maybe he's tired, he's giving his shoulders a rest. But then when he came out on the championship round, I don't know if it was the 10th or 11th, but it was the 10th because it stopped at 11th. So when he came out of the 10th, he came out with moxie. He came out with energy, and he threw punches. So I didn't get when people were saying that he was getting tired, something that was obviously being predicted, and it was shown in other fights, but I didn't see it in this one. I just seen him get hit too hard.
Nah, he got tired, Doomy. What the freak? Bro, he if you watch the clip I just put in the pre-pro, like, he talking to Canelo because he don't want to throw punches.
I think he didn't know what to do.
Man, he ain't know what to do. If not knowing what to do means, you know, my jab is so slow, he's countering me. You know, like, nah, he was tired, bro. You could see his body was red, bro.
Them body shots were landing on that right side.
I'm not even talking about from the body side. I'm just talking about just from, like, you know how you get, you know, you very white yourself. When you get overexerted, your body gets red. My girl, we go on a run, she get red as fuck. Like, he was tired. You could physically see he was tired. He stopped throwing punches. You know, he slowed down. He's gonna hate. He's gonna hate that he slowed down, man. It's so tough, you know. You want to do everything that you got to do, and you think you did everything that you need to do, and then you get in there with someone that is so good that just their presence, it starts to drain you. The anxiety of this man not stopping, no matter what you do, he keeps being there, and then he gets good, and he'll slip it or he'll parry something, and now he's closer. You know, and that must be very, very difficult to deal with on that level too, because you know he's making you pay for real. He's hitting you with body shots. You know, he's hurting you. Those left hooks hurt, man. You know, you watch that replay, and people are so silly. Like they just want to like, you know, stick me with the knife. Like aha. Bro, people sending me the first knockdown. Let's be clear. The uppercuts was the first knockdown. The double right hand was the second knockdown. Like, at least watch the fight. You know what I mean? People so desperate for me to be wrong and to laugh at me. They didn't need to stop it, Hundes. This knockdown don't look like the first one was brutal. It's the second one that I feel like he could have gotten the championship treatment. You know, give him the Fury treatment, motherfucker. Why when Fury was flat on the ground, you ain't just wipe his feet, his hands on your shirt and send Wilder out there to kill him? No, you gave him a sobriety test. You gave him like 25 extra minutes. Excuse me, seconds. Excuse me, seconds. I meant to say seconds. People now they gonna clip that soundbite.
Crazy as shit.
They gonna clip that soundbite. Another Wilder hater. You know, another Wilder supporter hating on Fury. No, seconds, bro. Like, that sobriety test took time. You give Plant a sobriety test, you know what I'm saying? He got a few more seconds of breathing deep. But none of that shit probably was going to work. Let's just be real. It was the 11th round. Even if he made it out of that round, it was 2 knockdowns. How much did he have left in him for the 12th? It was just tough. It was a tough fight, man. I didn't think it would be that tough. I thought he'd make it 12, man. You know what I mean? I thought he did. And it's the shoulder roll. You know, it worked and it didn't work, right? Because whenever he did use the shoulder roll as offense, it would work. And by that, I mean block with the shoulder, roll back with the right hand counter. But when he would just use it to block, he would get chipped. And I don't mean chipped up like East Coast, like chipped up, but chipped like little chippies was landing. Little, partially block shots was landing.
I mean, how much success was Caleb Plant having in his counter punching? I think he was doing okay. I think that it wasn't enough power to make Canelo actually, slow down. So I mean, I don't know how hard Caleb Plant can really hit. He was able to knock down Uzcategui, I just didn't see that type of power when he was fighting Canelo.
Yeah.
Go ahead, James. My bad.
No, I just I feel like with a lot of Caleb's offense and even some of his counter punching, it was always kind of off of the move and never really just fully sitting down on it. He didn't have time to sit down on anything. He had to be thinking movement. And as the fight wore on, he I feel like definitely slowed down. I wouldn't say that he was all the way gassed out, but he slowed down enough for a lot of those punches that Canelo was putting together to have more impact. Canelo was very body conscious in the early rounds. He made the investment with heavy body shots, and as the fight continued to wear on, those body shots took effect. Because I noticed how when Caleb was doing his shell defense, or he was trying to roll some of those punches, those arms were coming down a little bit more. Some of those shots were getting in over the top. It was like a partial guard. And several of those shots I was saying throughout the fight, like, Caleb, you can't take clean shots like that. And then later on in the fight in the 11th round, he just, he needed 5 more minutes, and he didn't have 5 more minutes, man. Canelo caught him with some clean work in that 11th round, and that was the difference. I wish that they would have allowed Caleb the opportunity to try to get up before the 10 count, because I think it was when his leg hit the rope, the ref seen it and was like, "Oh fuck no," you know what I'm saying? It's over with, So what?
Without the ring?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I seen how the leg hit the rope, and then the rope shook a little bit.
Yeah,
and the ref was like, "Nah, this it." And then let me just throw that comment out there. Speaking of highlight reel knockouts, shout out to the dog, the real man, for getting his highlight reel knockout with the Hadouken uppercut. You know what I mean? I thought I was looking at Street Fighter Ryu, the '86 edition, man, because he hit him with that good Hadouken. You know what I mean? And so that was beautiful to watch.
Let's talk about something.
Hey, I was trying to
because I know it was
quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I was trying to ask y'all last night. Did anybody see when Canelo stood up in between rounds? Like, he was just chilling, you know what I'm saying? And Caleb Plant was kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like, Canelo stood up in between rounds. Like, he ain't sit down. Like, and I was thinking, like, did that fuck with Caleb Plant head? Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, I think it was more Canelo being fresh and just like, God, I want to go out there and continue to put pressure on this guy. But I do think that did something to Plant, where he says, yeah, I'm countering, I'm hitting him with what I can, and I'm moving. And this dude don't even want to sit down. Like, this dude don't want to sit down.
Yeah.
Anybody want to
it's
talk
like
about?
I said, man, that thing has to be, you know, like hard, man. Like you know, it's got to be like, bro, it's got to kill you. It's got to kill your tank, your mental, just to keep seeing this guy in front of you, no matter what you do.
You got guys like that in sparring, you already know.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Guys keep coming forward, and it's like you're jabbing, and somehow they slip, and they're right in front of you. Go
ahead. I'm sorry.
It's an anxiety that comes over you sometimes because you don't know how to stop it, and it can really zap you. But real quick before you jump into that, I just wanted to talk about the stiff arm, Ness. I know that a lot of people complained about it.
Yeah, he did it a lot too.
He would measure him out. And I don't want to give Canelo an excuse at all, because at times he would do it without the arm being held. But a lot of the times, in a way that Caleb was actually fighting smart, in my opinion, he was able to tie him up by grabbing that lead hand. And he did it a lot of times. And I don't know if the ref was just not in the right angle to see it sometimes, because sometimes it was flagrant. It was literally just, there. And other times it was being grabbed. So I didn't know what people thought about it as far as like the angles of views, because Caleb was holding too. He was holding them, and I mean it was working. It was working.
Yeah, Canelo just got a lot of tricks, man. He got too many tricks. You got to be very ring savvy, educated. It's like Canelo is Salido, right? For Lomachenko. Where he had just enough dirty tactics, like inside fighting, like street fighting. He mixes a little of everything, and that's what we seen yesterday. That stiff arm, that measuring out, those are those unwritten, illegal rules. Like I said, that's not in the Queensberry rules, that's not in your ABC rules.
It's in there.
What?
Yeah, like measuring. You can't measure. Can't measure people up.
Well, there you go.
It's illegal.
Even better. And he got away with it. People complained that we complained that he wasn't getting, a warning. But this is what I'm saying. You got to deal with all that. You
got to beat him in so many ways.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, it's tough. I mean, you literally have to get you got to drop him. You got to knock him down. You can't be in a tough contest. You can't leave it up to the judges because you can't count on them. I mean, damn, man.
It's just I don't think it matters, though. I mean, again, you look at the guys that are out there. They don't. Ooh. That's what I'm saying. They don't have enough skill. I don't see anybody that has enough skill, that's been in these elite level experiences enough to do it, and do it in a fashion that they'll get the credit. You understand? Like, Charlo, he could box and he looked good in the Derevyanchenko fight, but he didn't look good in the Korobov fight. And, he hasn't gotten a knockout. So it's like, is he going to be able to do enough? What do these guys do great? We thought he was a puncher. He ain't a great puncher. He's not showing that he's a great puncher. So what is Charlo gonna do great that he brings to the table? You know, a lot of people talk about his jab. I thought Caleb's jab was better than Charlo's jab only because it comes from different angles. Yeah. You know, Charlo gives you that jab off the high guard or off the guard. You know, Caleb is giving you more jab off rhythm and things like that. So I don't know, man. I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy because again, Amin gave the best one. Canelo Rivas, because nothing else says that it's gonna produce anything better than what we got last night, man. For real.
And well, I've seen this running around, but I don't know if it's true. Is it true that he has some pretty tough injuries, Caleb, from this fight, or is it just
man, I ain't seen nothing, man. People gotta send me a link. Everybody talking about ribs, this. You know these Canelo fans.
I haven't seen it nowhere.
You know these Canelo fans. They gotta break something on there. I must break you.
They talking about that juicy beef ribs, juicy beef ribs or something, man. I don't know what they're talking about. Caleb, he home chilling on the bed of money.
Man, what? He got a lot of it too.
But let's talk about what else was out there. There's some news and notes we definitely need to touch on before we move on.
Let's hit these
You know what I was gonna say? I knew we hit the super chats, but Deshaun Porter falling asleep.
Oh man,
bruh,
how they do Porter like that, yo? How the
truck? Be careful.
How the truck wasn't like, yo, don't go to Porter. Somebody got to wake him up. Like they you know, look. But at the end of the day, that means that he's doing what he got to do. You know, he's training. That's why he's tired.
He needs to be at home, man. He don't need to be doing. He's doing too much, man. He's staying up too late. He got to go to bed, man.
True. But you know, this is part of promotion. You got to promote. And I already gave ESPN credit for having him in studio versus a Skype interview from his home. You know, in studio looks better. It hit harder. Him saying what he said on ESPN. That shit rung bells like Sunday at 12 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? Him saying he was going to get the knockout, it's got people talking. Look, we got over 1,100 comments or 1,100 likes on our post about his quote.
Maybe I'm a hater. I'm going to go another way and say, you know, he was hanging out too late at the Canelo concert when maybe he should have been home getting some rest, man. Like, because Terrence Crawford, I guarantee you, he went fishing and he went home to get some rest, and he going to be on that motherfucker. He going to be on that boy head. He ain't falling asleep nowhere in public. He ain't out with no puffy vest on, looking like NBA YoungBoy and shit with the twist or whatever he got going on. You know what I'm saying? So,
bruh, and
shout out to Deshaun Porter, though.
Didn't they post that shit like on the ESPN Instagram too?
Probably. It was a blooper and a half, bro. That shit. I mean, he woke up, my man wiped
his mouth, bro. I sent that shit to my girl. Like, yo, look at this shit. My man was drooling. That's how good that sleep was.
My boy was done. Yo, my man had hands in his pocket.
And he was snuggling up. He had his hands in his pocket, hugging himself and shit, trying to stay warm.
That big ass collar was holding his head up. He just like,
damn. They see it. That man had this. He bust a slob on the camera.
I'm trying to find a video so I can fucking share.
Hey yo, and what y'all think about Kenny Porter at the at the arena, Big Mac with the blonde headed chick? You know what I mean? Y'all seen the back, like all of the celebrity reactions. You know, Kenny Porter, he was there. He was giving his after the fight thoughts he had, like the little chick hanging on his arm, looking like an old school player.
Nah, you know Porter, Ken Porter been a player, champ. My man stayed, yo. Like, I wish I could be like Porter when I grow up, bro. Serious. Ken be having some top models, man. Don't get it confused.
He was looking like a player. Ryan Garcia was still talking mad shit. Then he seen Rolly. Rolly walked over to him, dapped him up. Then they asked Ryan, what you think about the Rolly situation? He was like, no comment. I'm like, yo. Rolly looking at like an outcast in them motherfucker.
Yo,
It was
how
just
they
crazy.
do Sean like that? Then Sean just he waves like hi, hi. He just waves. Look, he passed out, bruh. Yo, and they slam on the table. They don't even tap him. That's fucked up. He wipes his mouth. Yo, this like some kid.
Just like they call you in to read in school and you knocked out.
Nah, listen.
Bruh.
That's how I get my son out the car seat. That's how I get my kids out the car seat.
Man, why they do Porter like that, man? Bruh, that was crazy.
Yeah, you gotta love it, bro.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Yo,
we're not shaming the man for hard working.
Yo, so I don't think y'all ever answered. Is it time for Canelo to close the chapter on the trilogy, though?
Nah,
Hell yeah.
See it.
Kill Triple G.
I don't want to see this shit, man.
I think that we should give Triple G the opportunity to get back to a good fight before he gets on Canelo's ass. But I think that this man has been fighting all his life forever. Like I don't think he ever had a real break. I think I want to see Triple G after a real break. I think I might even see some new tricks. But last time we checked, he was with a new trainer. He wasn't with him long enough. I mean, if he's still with him right now, Ness, you might know more than I have. But if he's still with that same man,
he ain't with Abel. He with Jonathan Banks right now.
I don't trust Doomy though. Doomy, you took out a policy on Triple G or something? You want to see him die?
Listen, he's able to take them shots like nothing, and he's one of the few guys who actually
used to though, bro. And remember, this is the third fight. 3 fights took a lot out of Wilder. Let me get to these super chats real quick. Ring the alarm.
Excuses. I knew it was coming.
Stop making excuses, you Plant fans. Stop making excuses, yo. Word is born. Yo, James Benitez says, what's next for Plant? Revisit Morrell talks? I don't know that Morrell is the right thing because I feel like you cashing Plant out if after this loss you put him right in with Morrell.
Why?
But if he wants a way back at the top, go right in there with Morrell.
You're talking about the Cuban, right?
Yeah.
And what
Yeah, I'm not sold on Morrell though. I'm not sold on Morrell. Morrell's no killer.
That reach is a killer. Damn, 78.5. Wow.
I could say one thing about Canelo against GGG3 though. At least this shit'll be on Dazn, so I won't have to spend $80 for a pay-per-view.
Hopefully. Remember, there's been a lot of rumors that they're gonna do pay-per-views. Triple G Murata, remember this day, November 7th, is rumored to possibly be pay-per-view. We got James Benitez that says Canelo would beat Wilder and Rivas. No debate there. Damn, bro, you really flopped on Wilder like all the way. He ain't coming back. It's over. You done with him.
He said Canelo would beat both of them. Damn.
There's only one Deontay Wilder.
Do you agree with Josh Taylor about TOBS Undisputed? Of course, I agree. Doomy don't agree. Amin agrees. James Pine. What about you?
On what topic? Say that again.
Tiafimo, is he undisputed or is he disputed?
Hell no, he the most disputed, undisputed in the history of disputation. Goddamn it, he ain't disputed.
He undisputed. Y'all just
he the most disputed, undisputed.
Yeah, I want to
in disputation.
You already know, and the champ's gonna have to prove it once again who the lion is.
All right. We got MD in Philly. Great fight. Had Canelo up 7-3. He figured out Plant in round 1. Too much pressure. Not just physical, mental as well. Hashtag I called the KO. Hands up emoji.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's what I said. That mental pressure. Like you not even throwing punches and it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy because though, if you are the type of person who would, step into the ring, such as all our Border Wars past and present participants who know what it is to get in the ring and swing, you would know exactly, what we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? It's a type of pressure that you feel, coming out of the freaking dressing room. You know what I'm saying? It's that your legs start getting heavy. If you don't know how to control that pressure, leading into that ring, where then the real pressure starts, and you got a guy that's coming at you, and there's no way you can stop him.
Bro, then Canelo, you watch the replay of the knockdown. He was running after him, literally,
Bro, one of the
on some killer shit.
Back to the block. Wait,
and then if you watch the left hook when he throws it, bro, he threw it in anticipation of where Caleb was gonna be. It was crazy, man. He's a killer, man. He's a killer.
He a finisher for sure. That he is.
Bro, his face, everything when he was punching Caleb to finish him. Just go back, bro. I love this shit, man. The animal in his face, like shit. He really wanted to hurt him. He's like, eat that. It was hard shots, bro. I'm surprised he even got up the way he did the first time. I mean, he did his little stutter step all the way to the next corner, and I mean, his legs never came back.
And you know, again, the first knockdown was the ugliest because he gets up and stumbles to the other side of the ring. So that's where you could have stopped it, if anything. You know what I mean? But I got MD next on the super chat, and he says, we said that. Great fight. Blah, blah, blah. Jeremy Rhodes, 2 random trivia, Sweet Carolines. Caroline is about, 2 random trivias. Sweet Caroline is about Coke. When they say bum, 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 you take 3 lines, and eating crow is from the Bible. TBV for life. Sweet Caroline. How you spell essay? I guess he means TBV for life. It's okay.
So, ¿qué pedo con usted, homie?
All right, Jeremy. And then we got Young Profeta. Booboo only gets Canelo if his dad says he got it on with Canelo's mom. Laugh out loud. And still not get it.
Yeah. I see you outside. Yeah, man. Fucking.
See what I see you. That was
a horrible fight. You're a horrible fight. Get the fuck out of here.
That I see you outside came through clear. He was like, I see you outside. He almost sounded like a real English speaking person. What the fuck?
Get the fuck out of here, man. I want to fuck you up right now, motherfucker.
Yo, we got James Benitez back with another one. He says Ryder, Lemieux, Jacobs for Plant. I love the Jacobs fight. I think Jacobs is a good fight for him. Lemieux, I don't really like Lemieux, but that guy right now? Ryder got to stay over there. They got Matchroom got to do something for Ryder to put him on the world stage. You know what I mean?
Shout out to James Benitez. It came down and got some work, man. James got some pop, bro. He got some like clean punches.
Who he a chubby weight? Who could he take out right now?
Shit, I mean, he could give all those guys at the chubby weight work, bro. He was all of them.
Tank and Eddie.
Yeah, bro, with a good camp. I didn't have to like adjust him that much. Like he already knew how to throw punches.
I think he said he had amateur fights.
He's just got a cardio, and work on diet.
Or that he used to box or something when he was younger. I don't know, but
he hadn't worked in a year. He told me.
Wow! If he could get in there with Eddie and Tank, good, man.
Yeah, bro. To him for not moving around a year.
Tank, and I'm talking about not Marvin. I'm talking about Tank from DMV. Remember, he put that mental pressure on. He come at you hands down like, what, dog? You ain't got nothing.
He a monster.
He a monster.
Definitely put that on. But nah, kudos to him. Shout out to him, man. He came through. Showkick came through today too. We got some
the only one ducking you.
Yeah, King Amin right now. I don't think that he was available for Sunday.
King Amin, Coach Myers, where you at, man? Report front and center, man. What's going on? Let me get to the super chat, yo. Dre dot. The one thing that Plant did that pissed me off was him apologizing. Both Canelo and Plant know that motherfucker comment was not meant to disrespect his mom. Too many glove touches from Caleb for my liking as well. Hands up emoji. I ain't even noticed the glove touching. You know I was in a whole nother trance last night. I ain't see him touching gloves.
Yeah, I probably afterwards maybe.
a headbutt, and then afterwards,
I
they
did
had
see that
club
one
fest.
glove touch when the ref came in between them, and I did see Caleb extend his left hand like, yo, my bad. And then Canelo did too. And I think
Yeah.
we even had a moment like, oh shit, look, they respect each other. You know what I mean? But whatever's, man, let's open up these phone lines.
Clean. It was a clean fight, man. I like that.
It was a good fight, man. It was a very good fight. Congratulations to Canelo.
Absolutely, man.
You know, that needs to be said. You know, he continues to put on huge fights. Look at the crowd. It was amazing the way that stadium or whatever that thing was looked from the inside. It was electric. And it was a good fight. Shout out to Plant. You know, 3 rounds is what people are saying. I felt he did more than that. I felt he was in that fight. Right? I felt it was a competitive fight. I didn't feel it was the typical Canelo blowout. But it was a good fight, man. Yeah, man. So whenever, any final thoughts before we go to the phone lines?
Yeah, man. Let me go and get my crow, man.
Hit him with that, champ. What you want? Special? You want the crow sopa?
Look, man. Put some lemon pepper on there too. Yeah, man. Get my crow in there, man. My crow sandwich.
Extra food kit.
I right quick, Doomy. I could honestly say I did a couple fight chats with Ness, and I know how to listen beyond Ness's commentary. I wouldn't say favoritism, I wouldn't say bias, but his perspective. But I can honestly say when I watched that fight last night, I had Plant, ahead before the stoppage, and people was looking at me like I was crazy, but it was just the countering. And yeah, I saw the pressure, but I'm like, yo, if you coming forward to be countered, and then the momentum shifted, 5th, 6th round, so it was really a good fight. Canelo, like what? You know what I'm saying? Bridger weight. Let's talk about that, man. Let's start stirring that pot.
Let's stir this pot.
Yo, you want to stir the pot? Check out this crazy man.
Where the crazy man at? Craziness.
The only one that could beat Canelo is my son in 4 years. Who that?
That's you.
That's Teofimo daddy.
Thank you. Why he out here wilding like that, man?
Because I think he on the nose candy a little bit.
Oh, come on, man. That's his father, man.
I'm just playing, man. I'm just playing. I joke, I kid. I
mean, 4 years, Canelo is still around, but 4 years, where does his father think Tio's gonna be? Like, is he supposed to do a division per year? My man's at 135 right now. Like, how he gonna beat Canelo in 4 years?
Yo, Tio's gonna be big though, man.
Oh, the Honduran coming out. Instead of being like, yo, my paisan is a little crazy. He like, nah, Tio's gonna be big, y'all. Tio's coming. My man he said Tio's coming, the plot thickens. I should do a poll. It's Tio.
Canelo passes the torch to Tio like Mayweather did to Canelo. You know what I'm saying?
Bruh.
Let's go, champ.
What weight class is Tio gonna fight Canelo in 4 years?
Yep.
Light heavyweight.
Bridgerweight.
He about to be Bridgerweight, champ. You gonna see Tio challenge. Nah. He tripping a little bit, man. I mean, look, he can't get big though. I'm gonna give him that. Bruh, he can't get
how
bigger.
big is big, bro? You wilding right now, bro. He said 4 years, bro. Like, he gotta do 1 year for 40, or half a year for 40. Just fight 6 months so that you could get one fight and then the Josh Taylor. And this is him pitching a perfect. You never heard of record, right? You move to 140 for 6 months, you fight Josh Taylor, you undisputed. Now, you got undisputed, you on the top rank side, so you use your WBO to get the shot at Crawford. Now that's 2 years went by. You somehow beat Crawford for undisputed again, or for whatever he got. You undisputed, or you try to unify. Now you move up to 54, and that's another year. He don't got the time. Like, there's only 1 more year left. Like, I don't see how he gonna find Canelo in 4 years. Like, he tripping.
Not happened. But real quick, let me just give my last take before you go to Carla's Nest. It was history was made last night. History was made. 168-pound undisputed champion, Canelo, puro pinche Canelo Alvarez. And you know, I don't know if we're gonna be able to see another fighter doing this in this time right now. Ain't no other fighter gonna be doing this. Hell yeah! So you know, just gonna leave it like this. You know, he the boss right now, man. He the boss, and I don't know who else would say otherwise. But this man has satisfied my boxing crave for the last 3 years. He's fought guys back to back. I mean, some we didn't really care too much about. Even laughed at the fight, you know, like, and I'm talking about Yeardom, obviously. But you know, he always gave us action, and shit, man. I don't even know where he's gonna go from this. I really don't know. He could do anything he wants, man.
Yo, actually, before we move on, what did y'all think of Charlo smacking the phone out that fan's hand or the media member's hand?
He must have been drinking, champ. His eyes were wavy. Like
all they asked him was like, "Yo, how dangerous is Canelo?" And he stuck his middle finger at the dude and smacked the camera out his hand.
Like, did he know, dude? Like, did he know the reporter? Not like what was that?
We don't know. We don't know if it's a reporter or was it just a fan. You know, phones. Everybody got them, so that shit went viral.
And he was. And if you look at the interaction, it seemed like whatever dude said first, Charlo was already backing off, and somebody was separating. You heard a female voice, and he was already flipping them off.
Yeah,
and
he
then,
was already giving them the finger. That's for sure.
And then the dude said, "Well, what makes him so dang?" He probably asked him like, "Why are you ducking Canelo?" And he was probably like, "Man, fuck you." And then,
there you go. Here you go. I got the video. So what happens is the dude Charlo's taking a picture with someone. He's taking a picture with someone. While taking a picture with the girl, the dude is talking to him. So when he finished taking a picture with the girl, he turns around, flips the dude off, and then smacks the camera.
Yeah, on some dumb shit.
And then looks at him crazy. I just don't get these dudes. Like, don't they know that's assault? I don't know. How's Texas law? Because in New Jersey, that's assault. I ain't going front. Like, that's assault. Somebody who's corny and want to make some money could easily get this video, go to the precinct, and file an assault on you. Terroristic threats is real in New Jersey, you know.
You know what's funny to me is like he was ice grilling them all the way out. Like,
yeah. I mean, they be out here wilding. Like, why he doing that? Like, look at his face. Look. They be wilding.
He was cool a second ago, and then all of a sudden he just flipped, and now he mugging.
Smile to flipping the ball.
But this my thing. But this my thing. And look, I ain't trying to start nothing. You know what I'm saying? But
shit.
Jared heard whether he landed the smack or not. He tried to smack your brother.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This dude asked you a question, you smack his phone, man. I'll let you draw up that conclusion. That's all I'm saying. Like, those things ain't adding up. You know what I mean? Smack the man that tried to hit your brother. Don't smack the man with a phone in his hand. I just don't get it.
What you saying? You saying they bullies or something?
I mean, they big bullies. That's what they do.
I'm saying, first things first. Yo, look, I know people, I talk, and people like, man, Ness talks so much shit because you don't know me. And obviously I'm old. You like, man, this old head thinking that. But like, you ain't running down on my brother. Like, that shit was all crazy to me. You know? The way Jamel was at, he was backing up from the door anyway. None of that shit made sense to me. But once Hurd swung, that really ain't make sense to me because Maul ain't do nothing. He just like, he was tapping Hurd on his side. If you notice, like, he had an open hand. He kept tapping him on his ribs. Like, yo, I don't know what the fuck being said, but none of that shit made sense to me. Like, I don't know. I'm old again, and I'm not asking you to do nothing because I'm the same dude earlier in the show said you too rich to be doing anything, but I do come from that Sugar Hill era. It's like, am I my brother's keeper? Like, what is going on? I'm just saying, what is going on?
I think Mel, and I quote,
especially, and I'm doubling down on this. I'm not telling you to do nothing, but if you in this slapping, you in this slapping mood, and you slapping whatever this dude is that we just showed, whether he's a reporter or he's a fan. I mean, what happened with Hurd then? You know, take them aggressions out on Hurd. You know what I'm saying? Like, because the dude with the phone, he ain't gonna hit you.
Jamel said some shit that, like, honestly, like, you know, somebody say that shit to you, you know, if you about something, you gonna react. So I wasn't mad at her for reacting the way he did. Because
Hurd is the one about something.
Like, you tell me you're gonna kill me. Like,
did you see his Twitter, do me?
Nah, I didn't, brother.
He's the one that's about something. I don't know if he deleted it because he had tweeted something to Clarissa Shields like, nah, look at the video. Okay, here you go. So this is you in the green hat. Jared Hurd, what happened? Twin Charlo, y'all setting up a fight? And Hurd said, watch the video closely. Jamel tells me I'll kill you and you're a bitch. And you seen what happened, lightning emoji. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. But look at Charlo. Charlo's the same Charlo I just showed you the last video. Like, look, you just smacked my brother and look what he doing. Yeah, he looking tough at Hurd. But what is he really doing? Look.
Nah, he smacked Mel. I don't know if he touched him because you said the angle, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, the camera view is there. I don't know which I don't see a smack landing. I see an attempt.
And then he kind of pushes, he shoves Jamal, and then Jamal gets really pumped up when that happens.
But that's my point. You smacking dudes with phones who ain't gonna do nothing. You running down on reporters. Like, this dude's literally ran down on us. Yeah, now you got a dude trying to smack your brother and you ain't doing nothing to him. That's all I'm saying. That's the end of the story for me. That's it. That's all.
Yeah, you already know, man.
But it's build up, and I'm going back to that. Don't give this dude the shot just because of this little scuffle.
You know how lions do. They'll pick off the gazelle. You know what I'm saying? You know, they'll pick off the gazelle, but then when they run into other lions, it's a little different, champ. You know what I'm saying? Now you're fighting for territory. You got a real dog in front of you. It's all good, though, man.
I don't know. I think in the ring, though, both Charlos beat Hurd. I'm just saying.
Oh, I mean, I'm not going to say that.
Word?
But I'm not going to say beat, but I'm going to say that Jamal, because I think Jamal is more likely to fight him, right?
Jamal's the 60. If anything, he picking on Jamel, so it's Jamel he want because that's the division he in.
Oh, okay. So
I mean, maybe picking on Jamel's the wrong word. He beefing with Jamel. Excuse me. Retract.
Yeah. Ain't no picking, but beefing right now. But I don't know, champ. I can't say that he beats him because anything can happen, bro. I mean, Hurd. Yeah,
I mean, man. I
don't think so.
Exactly, man. I knew it. Like, yo, that fight happens now. People picking Jamel, both Jamel and Jamal over Hurd, bro.
I picked Jamel too, champ, but I just can't definitively say that. Okay, he would. I can't. I really can't say that.
Man, you tripping.
I think that Hurd just brings that type of pressure that can kind of
he do bring very, very, very like difficult to deal with pressure, but like.
And Jamel, I fall back to fights, you know.
Yeah, but Jamel and Jamal got pop.
They got
decent
skill.
They got decent pop. So once they pop him with something that he wasn't seeing, I think that pressure slows down. But let me open up these phone lines. We chopped it up enough. Any super chats we got to get to?
Oh, I'm pretty sure, brother. Pretty sure.
Subscribe to youtube.com/theboxingvoice for the latest and greatest interviews with your favorite fighters.
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
These calls are brought to you by Big Rigs Trucking Agency, experts for all your insurance and trucking needs. For quotes and consultations, visit us at brtagency.com or contact us at 908-943-6918.
December 11th, Plant City, Florida. Border Wars 13, where mortal men become winter soldiers. Fight! Jerome Lambert versus DeMarcus Surefire D. Terrell Fireflame Harris versus Pablo ASAP Garcia. Twin Munios versus Sir Isaac. Zeke the Freak versus Esteban. Tyler Williamson versus Joe Santoro. And our chubbyweight title fight. Eddie Bola de Grasa versus Big Supermax. Lineal title fight. Showkid versus Canadian Jose. And our main event for the light heavyweight title. Marvin the Tank Furman versus Elias the Lion Lioness. Best of luck to all brave winter soldiers. Now it is time to get in the ring and swing. If you wish to participate or attend this event, contact Nest GTO on Instagram for details.
TheBoxingVoice.com.
Finish him!
This message was brought to you by SDS Promotions.
Let me just at least risk this.
Oh shit! He fucking beat him! They gave it to him!
Damn, I could have made $1,100. TheBoxingVoice.com. You know, moving forward, I'm gonna just put together this team.
It's the money team.
I won $3,000 on the money line. I need to make some of this money. Use my code BETTBV on mybookie.ag. I can see this fight going a distance. I'm telling you. $560 off of $20.
This message was brought to you by SDS Promotions.
Steve in Chicago. What is up?
My town up in K-Town.
Hey, Daddy, this a dollar beat.
I drink soda, I eat pizza, I hang out with chicks all day. These fighters still can't beat me. They fighting every day, they in the gym every day. Just give me 6 weeks, and I got it.
BoxingVoice.com. Doomy, check the list. Check it twice. Who got it right? Who was naughty? Who was nice? Does Steve deserve some crow?
Stevie, come on down.
So he does get the crow.
Well, we have 2 master lists. Obviously, you have the super master list.
Go by the super. Go by the super. I had someone screen all the calls.
All right. Steve from Chicago said Canelo.
Oh, shit. Shout out to Steve. I mean, you did what I did. We both picked. But wait, did he say decision or he just said Canelo?
He just said Canelo.
Ooh, call you lucky. Go for it, champ. What's up?
All right, you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. Yeah, I got to run this. You ain't going to give me enough time. So, first I want to say I enjoyed the build-up to the fight. I enjoyed the fight. It was a great fight. I always score Canelo fights, and I made some notes. So this is what I want to say. Hey, Canelo's a beast. He won. He knocked him out. Plant didn't have it in him. He couldn't take his power, all right? So we give Canelo props for that. He's number 1 pound for pound. I'm not taking anything away from Canelo. But, like I told you in my call the other day, there is fuckery going on with these judges. So I scored it, Plant, round 1 and 2. I had Canelo 3, Plant 4 and 5, Canelo 6. Now 7 and 8 were swing rounds that I gave to Plant. Round 7, you could possibly edge it to Canelo. 8 was 50-50. 9 Plant, Canelo 10. So what I'm saying is I had it 7-3. A lot of guys were giving me shit for it. Now, you could have had it 6-4 or 5-5, but there's no way Canelo was winning. At worst, it was a draw at that time.
Tell the truth.
We got AMG Oklahoma.
Tell the truth.
Shout out to everybody on the panel. You guys hear me okay, right?
Yeah, you sound like you're in the bathroom, but go ahead, dog.
No, I'm not. It's all good. So Canelo just proved that his power carries late. I think we can all see that. I was good with the stoppage. You guys see the clock. Minute 55 left. There was no point in Caleb just getting knocked out cold or something. No point in getting more punishment. I think if we look at a lot of high-profile fights, I think the judges show you how they judge it. Most of the time, the aggressive guy gets the nod with the power shots. The only time I see the boxer get the nod is when they can stop the aggression with their own punches, where they can stop them cold, that type of thing. I notice that the judges appreciate that. I mean, we can either act like we don't see the writing on the wall from all these cards, or we can just see that regardless of what the fucking rule book says, that's clearly the way they're judging these fights. So adjust to it, in my opinion. And then the guys coming up to fight Canelo, they got to fight each other, man. They need to stop waiting on the fucking bench. Do something to, like, build your name. It's better for the sport, and it's better for you because you're going to get that experience needed to give Canelo a fight when he pushes you to the limit.
Yo, Doomy, did you check the crow list for this guy?
This guy's on the money. This guy is part of the famiglia.
All right, so we got to give him his appreciation, his shout out. You got it right, champ.
Thank you. Gracias.
You know, you were right and I was wrong. Speaking of guys being right, we're going to Cincinnati.
Hey, whole nother time zone. Jumped up for back with our mind on. Can't play when you here, get your life stole. If you bring it here, then the price grow. Folks jabbing and punching the line long. I drop a pitch and let 9 go. We slap with the fake glass and white go. This only happens in Ohio.
Esto solo pasa en Ohio.
Good evening, Ness, Doomy, the rest of the panel. What's going on, fellas?
What up? Doomy, this guy's on the crow list, you said, right?
Mr. Brandon?
Nah, he picked Canelo. Go ahead, Brandon.
I'll stop it. But see, when I hear guys like Steve call in and say he had a 7-3 for Plant, Adrian said he had a 7-3 for Plant. You created these monsters, Ness. You created these imbeciles, and I hate to use that word. And I'm going to tell you how. You've been gassing everybody up to start gambling on my bookie, right? And for the past weeks, months, you've been galvanizing the crowd by saying, you know, Plant's going to box and Plant's going to do this and do that. Put your money on Plant. Plant ain't getting stopped. And your influence caused guys like Steve and others to put their money on Plant. So when they watched the fight with blurred vision. They only were looking for reasons to give Plant rounds. They weren't looking at the fight clear-minded. So anything Plant did that they could hopefully give him to get them rounds, they gave those rounds to Plant. And that ain't how fighting is judged. There's no way you gave Plant 7 rounds. I had it 7-3. One of the judges had it 7-3. I think Coppinger and ESPN said they had it 8-2. CBS Sports had it 8-2. And Boxing Scene had it 7-3. All the experts, including myself, because everybody knows I'm an expert, had it 7-3.
We love you. We love you. Quick breaking news. Report. Even though that's the Sports Center sign, I wanted to use that. Yo, Algeri Conor Ben is set, but we're not going to talk about it. We're going to keep the phone lines moving. We have 2 counter punches from J. Will in Ohio.
Like I know, you should lie low. Killer, I used to get it in Ohio.
Yeah. What's up, panel? What's up, everybody? Doomy, Ness, Jay. Yeah, man. To the caller that I think just called, 2 calls before me, man. He was trying to give a narrative on how judges judge, or how they do their scorecards. Right? He said there's no scorecards don't go in typical fashion. They don't respect the boxer unless the boxer is stopping the aggression. Well, just last year at Harrison versus Jermell, Harrison wasn't stopping Jermell's aggression, but Harrison was pitty-patting him to death and got the dub. And honestly, the rematch reminds me very similar to how Canelo and Plant went. Plant wasn't really in danger at all the whole fight and just got clipped by one punch. And I started laughing when y'all started to report on these possible broken ribs and, orbital bones that possibly might be shattered by Plant, man. Like, these, I think somebody said it last night, man. It's the Canelo fans that make you kind of go against Canelo. As a boxing fan, you appreciate how good he is and all the skills he brings to the table, but these Canelo fans are ridiculous, man. And again, I want to speak to the effective aggression or lack thereof by Canelo. Canelo did touch him at times, but I don't get it, man. Like when Floyd Mayweather was in the Philly show and was picking off a lot of shots, people will just recognize it as good defense. When Caleb Plant did it, it was as if, the guard is getting punched, so all of a sudden that shit count as points. A block punch is a block punch, man. I don't get it, man. And Canelo was talking all that. I won't say he was talking super jazzy, but he was talking kind of greasy to Andre Ward. I don't see how that Canelo beats the Andre Ward that beats Kovalev, or even the Andre Ward that comes out of retirement, man. I really would love to see that fight, but you're going to have to get somebody that got some pop, like a Charlo, that's going to make Canelo think twice from just running after you or jumping in with a hook like he did with Caleb. If you got something that he respects, like Triple G, he's a little bit more cautious when he, closes that distance. But, Caleb Plant was just pity-patting too much the whole night for me. He never sat down on any punch for real. And if he would have sat down on something, I think he would have got Canelo's respect. Canelo already respected his boxing skill, but if he had a little bit of respect for his punching power, I think Caleb would have he wouldn't have had to run so much. And I think Jamel and Jamal and even David would definitely give a better account than Caleb. But yeah, man, that's my call, man.
You can't touch me, you're not man enough.
So somebody transcribed the round 9 and they're saying Caleb is saying I'm pretty good for 21-0, and that Canelo's giving them respect.
Okay.
I don't know.
Who got that?
Instagram channels. They got the words. I got a few super chats before we move on. I want to poll. Does Charlo beat Plant? All right, Jay Miller. Even though you doubled down, you did a super chat poll, but I'm going to let you live because we already almost at 1,500 votes with this poll. We got our answer. They want Charlo or Benavidez is the highest numbers.
Yo. Gotta interject something real quick. We have
talking to the mic.
We have over close to 500 people watching this video right now live on YouTube, and y'all know what we are going to say next. We need to get that thumbs up button working. Please mash that thumbs up button. Make sure you like this in every episode of the Boxing Voice. This is the illest, trillest, dopest podcast in the solar system. If you don't know where you are astrologically, that's the third walk from the sun in the Milky Way galaxy, the Boxing Voice. Yes, hit that thumbs up. Let's keep the subscriber count going in the upwards direction.
And for anybody new to the show, we're live every day at 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. West Coast, 8 a.m. Central. We are your breakfast club of boxing, so come check us out.
Come on.
Got the next one coming from Julio Guzman, right? Yep. He said Plant stock rose in defeat for sure. Definitely did, in my opinion, as well, man, because up until that the 11th round, you were moving pretty good. Julio Guzman says Tio still scheduling Gamboso's fight in 4 years. Yeah.
Shout out to Julio Guzman. One more and you get the ring the alarm. We got Gil in Castle Hill says give Xander Zayas 4 years and he will give Nello work. Oh my goodness. Let me show his face.
Because of his height,
Yeah, right.
Maybe because of his height, he thinks
but just to be a good podcast host, for facts, Xander did tell Canelo he would love to fight him one day, and Canelo went on a video and was like, "Oh, échale gana, que I could see you doing it, and who knows? You never know. We could be in the ring." So he gave him
to Xander.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Hell yeah, it's dope. He gave him motivation. Échale gana means like, do your thing. You got it. You never know. We might be in the ring. If you could get there. So
He's got the height. He got the frame, bro, to eventually get some, some good weight on there. Yo, hit the alarm for Guzman, though, champ. I checked him out. It looks like he hit the triple attack.
I think you're stunting.
No,
I
he
think
is
you're
there.
absolutely stunting. When I type in Guzman,
He is there.
He's on numero dos.
He's a numero tres.
Lies.
Hit him with it. Julio Guzman.
I'm going to hit him with it, but I'm telling you, you're wrong.
I am right.
You're wrong.
That's why I am.
All right, read the three.
Julio Guzman says, love this show. Thank you for doing what you do. I need to call in someday. And the next one is Julio Guzman again. And he says, plant stock rose in defeat for sure. Next one is Julio Guzman again. Tio still scheduling Gamboso's fight in 4 years. Now, give him that bell.
I don't see the third one.
The alarm.
I don't see the third one. Do me making it up. Julio Guzman is Doomy's trap phone.
Yo, Gil, the next one, man. Or not, you read the Gil. Jeremy Rose says, my dad listening to Sweet Caroline. Yo, y'all gonna stop messing with the Paisan. I know my man's in numbers a little energetic, all right? But y'all gonna leave him alone, all right? The Paisan's cool, man. Real down-to-earth dude. He just want to be out there making sure his son's all right.
Roland Curtis. Go for it.
Roland Curtis, Jamal Charlo didn't want it with Jarrett Hurd in the streets. You know the type. Loud as a motorbike, but wouldn't bust a grape in a fruit fight.
Ooh, shout out to Hove.
Shit.
Thugs, y'all all need hugs. Sensitive thugs, y'all all need hugs. Sensitive thugs, y'all all need hugs. Sensitive thugs, y'all all need hugs.
Yo, Steve, Counterpunch. What's happening?
Yeah, you hear me?
I hear you.
Yeah. Hey, aren't we the voice of the people?
There is no
I
equal.
don't need you. How many times did... There is no equal. Hey, how many times did I do a film study with you? Was Brandon ever there? I don't remember him ever there. I don't need you to sway me in any vote or any like this. I don't know what that guy's talking about. I wasn't even listening to your show last night. So I don't know what was said or nothing. I know how I scored the fight. And that's how I saw it. I'm not swayed. I was actually posting stuff. There were other people that were saying the same thing as you. I don't care about CBS, whatever. Farhood was on crack with that scorecard. And I don't care what anybody says. Nobody's going to sway. What?
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I posted you a thing by a better. He agreed exactly what you were saying. Like, you ain't the only one out here that was saying he was going to do a decision in that. Like, this dude's talking crazy, man. We got our opinions. I got my opinion. If he wants to give a guy a round for doing work for 30 seconds out of a 3-minute round, Caleb was dominating those rounds like 2.5 minutes out of the 3 minutes. What is he talking about? But that's where we go.
I hear you, man. I'm with Steve. Whether he was influenced, whether anybody was influenced, that still don't take away from what Caleb did. And I think he did well. But we are back to the callers. Boomerangs, ringers, cutting the line.
Boomy.
Going to
that was Steve's counter.
Yeah, that was Steve's counterpunch. We're going to.
One of the fighters is going to lose, and no matter what, Don King's going to win.
That's the way it's supposed to be. It's in America, man. That's enterprise. I didn't write the rules. I revolutionized the pay scale in boxing. I paid fighters more money than anyone in the history of the sport.
That is a true fact.
You know
that has been done.
So when only I can be guilty of is hitting them in the head with $100 bills, giving them dignity, pride, and a lot of money. So now whatever it is more than what they could get from any adversary of mine. Otherwise, they wouldn't be with me.
Champ.
No Bo and Bama.
Crickets. Be.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Yeah, sorry about that. Shout out Tybo, Riddick Bo, Bo Zianis, Bo Mack, and Bo Jackson. It's both from Bama. Checking in from Nashville. It was a clear skies today, but we didn't leave with a win last night. It was no rain in Nashville today. Caleb showed a good account for himself, but when he got tired, standing still, he just couldn't keep that defense tight as it needed to be to get out the 11th round with Canelo Alvarez. I think I might be the first one today to get a serving of crow. So, Doomy, serve me up. I get the hottest plate. I get the fresh off the grill. Oh man, I spilled a little bit. I spilled a little bit of the barbecue sauce on my bill. I got a bill bone for this, and I've been waiting on this meal all day. Can I get an extra helping, please? Can I please get an extra helping of crow? Because I lost 160.
Chef, please bring on the dessert, chef, please.
That's the crow from the bookie right there. But that's all I got. Shout out Don King. Shout out Roger Mayweather.
Wait, Bo, you ain't hedge?
Nah, I ain't. Well, I had different bets. I won some different bets throughout the day. But as far as the Caleb Canelo, I ain't had shit. I'm going all in for the hometown guy. Like when I bet on Wilder, I don't head shit. I did on the first fight. I did bet the draw, so I came up that night. But other than that, I don't really hedge when it's the hometown fighter. I go all in, using my heart. No head, no brain in this.
Damn.
Not when it's the hometown. I'm going all in. Just like if me and you in the car, I don't care if you're right or wrong. When I'm riding, I'm riding.
I hear you.
I'm out.
Let's ride.
Shout out to Bo and Belma. I went all in too, champ, and I lost just the same way. So it's a Tennessee thing.
I got another transcription. Canelo, you're pretty good. Plant, I'm pretty good. Canelo, yeah. Plant, this is a good fight right here. Canelo, I like it. Plant, I respect your skills. I'm pretty good for 21-0, huh? Canelo and Plant exchanging casually conversation in the 9th round. If that's true, that was pretty dope. They're crazy. That's like high level skill right there.
That's insanity right there. I fucking love it.
Marcus DC.
Is that a maestro?
Marcus and DC.
What's up with you, man?
Where is he at?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you. Is he on the crow list, Doomy? You're not paying attention.
Nah, I didn't make it for it, but it was nowhere I was gonna pick Plant with that feather fisted. No, there's nowhere in the world I would have did that, but I missed that call. But I do want to say this. There was a time when Ali had such an influence over the style of boxing that everybody was doing the Ali shuffle, rope-a-doping, doing bolo punches until Mike Tyson came along and literally changed how fighters fought. I'm so sick of these niggas feather-fisted fighting like they think Mayweather fight, the Paulie Malignaggi's, the Caleb Plant, everybody's back shoulder, Philly Shield. People forget Mayweather could actually crack. Everybody who came in there that thought Mayweather was sweet found out, they said, hey, man, the man can punch. Keep him up off of him. That Caleb Plant feather-fisted shit is some bullshit. I hope niggas stop fighting like that. They are not going to win fighting like that. Mayweather was the reason you could fight like that. That style of fighting doesn't work as a boxing style. It does not work if you can't crack. I'm sorry. It does not work. I love Canelo. I love his activity just like I love Triple G activity. I'm not ready to say he's the best pound for pound. I still think it's Bud because he is beating Rocky Fielding, Caleb Plant, Callum Smith. He threw Danny Jacobs in between there, and that's not to say he can't fight, but he left Booboo on the table. He left Jamal on the table. He left Jamel on the table. He's at 54. If he'd even beat one of the three, even David Benavidez, I would say he a hot Bud, but he's not going to hot Bud if Bud beat Porter. I'm out.
You are a horrible fighter, man.
That's unfair.
You want to get the fight, man.
That's unfair that you're going to try to pick apart Canelo's resume to put Bud above him when Bud obviously don't got the resume. Bud obviously don't got the resume. Like, say what you want about Canelo. He beating champions. You know what I'm saying? And that's the only thing good you can say about Bud, that he beat champions. They don't have names, and they weren't the champions that Canelo beat. Like, I guess Callum could be compared to Ndango. You know what I'm saying? Because Callum, you know, he had that win over George Groves. Then you got a guy like Ndango that got his win over Tranowski, you know. But Caleb is comparable to what? Vacant titleist Delorme?
Vincent Figgenbutts, Mike Lee, 40-year-old Caleb Truax. This is what I was saying yesterday when I came on this.
Yeah, you were wrong. You were wrong. You were wrong.
Thank you for having me on tonight, though. I appreciate it.
You were wrong.
I appreciate it, though, Ness.
Yeah, I know. You were wrong, though, right?
Ness, I got a question for you, bro.
Yeah.
Shout out to Antonio Tarver. Any excuses tonight, Ness?
No.
Any excuses tonight, Ness?
I'm asking you the same thing.
Any excuses tonight?
I'm asking you the same thing. You said 3 rounds. You said Rocky
Everybody say
Fielding.
it 4.
You said no. He said 3.
Did he win more than 3 rounds yesterday?
He said 3. He said Rocky Fielding.
Did he win more than 3 rounds yesterday, Ness?
Won't go more than 3 rounds. That's what you said.
I said it wouldn't.
Don't change it. Don't change it. Don't change it. And according to Canelo, it was more competitive than you. So your opinion means absolutely nothing. Canelo himself said.
I said he was going to get
Canelo himself.
That's what
Canelo himself said you are a good fighter, not Maestro, who knows nothing.
Ness, let me ask you this, Ness. I just need a yes or no. A simple yes or no will suffice. Did you predict this fight would go to decision? Yes or no?
Yes.
Give a damn. Did El Maestro, the resident boxing expert of the Boxing Voice, you know, the senior boxing expert correspondent, you know, you got to put that tag under my name, senior boxing expert correspondent, did Maestro say that this fight was going to end in a brutal Canelo Alvarez knockout over Caleb Plant? A simple yes or no will suffice. Yes or no?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. See, this is why I love.
So are you calling it?
I love the boxing.
Are you calling this brutal?
It's a truth zone. It's a truth zone.
Are you calling this brutal? Are you calling this brutal?
Oh, it was brutal. Oh,
come on. I got dozens of callers, man. I'm serious. No one is about to sit here for these lies. Brutal. People arguing about the ref,
boxing
man.
Expert correspondent. You got to put that tag under my title, El Maestro. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Let's get it put up there, Ness. You got to put the senior there. Senior boxing expert correspondent.
But your pick was wrong. Let's do the same thing.
Brutal,
Excuse me.
Look,
I gotta ask you some questions
now.
now.
KO when the guy's going this way.
I gotta ask you some questions.
All Canelo can do is hit this.
Same way you asked me questions. Same way you asked me questions. Did you or did you not say that he wouldn't last more than Rocky Fielding? Simple yes or no would suffice.
I didn't say that.
Oh, so now we really moving on. The man lies on TV.
No, I said
no. We gotta go. We gotta move on. Okay. You chose to lie. I mean, why would you lie? I don't know. I
didn't lie.
So
it's not what I said.
So it's not on record you saying that he won't do better than Rocky Fielding.
Well, he got beat up a lot more than Rocky Fielding. So I guess if that's what he meant.
3 rounds.
He took a beating. Boy.
Okay, so you wanna change it? We'll get to callers that really want to talk instead of try to.
Okay.
What's that? What was that guest we had that said one of our hosts was a wordsmith? That's what you're trying to be instead of being just answering the question. Brandon, counterpunch.
Let's go.
Yo, guys, can you hear me?
Perfect.
Oh yeah.
Glad to see my boy Maestro on the panel. Maestro, they was hating on you in the back chat saying you were crazy, but I said, hey, Maestro's going to be validated once Plant get put to sleep. He going to be looking like a genius. So we were right, Maestro. I want to apologize to Steve. I called the brother an imbecile. I didn't mean that, Steve. I don't want no smoke. I know you O-Block Chicago dudes get down. I'm okay. I want to point something out to you guys. A few weeks ago, Wilder fought Fury, a fighter from a different entity, and got put to sleep. Plant just fought Canelo, a fighter from another entity, and got put to sleep. What is with all these PBC fighters when they leave that PBC house and fight somebody from outside that house, they get beat the fuck up? We got Porter about to fight Bud, who was a part of that PBC house. Bud is about to beat the fuck out of Porter. That PBC ship is falling apart quick. I tell you, when they leave that house, they better stay in house, man. Because outside of that PBC house, they don't want no smoke. They keep getting their asses kicked. So yeah, Leonard Ellaby, Al Heyman, you best stay in the house if you know what's best with that PBC ship, because it's sinking fast. That's my call. Bud.
This is exactly why it's so hard to make fights, man. Because these dudes they're not just calling guys like this. You know, these dudes are actually, there's people that have more balls than him and actually go to the Twitter accounts and the IG accounts and tell these fighters these things. So now they're more reluctant to take a loss because you got imbeciles, because that's what he chose to call Steve, like him, that because a fighter loses to allegedly the greatest fighter on the planet, he's losing because he came out of the PBC house. You understand? It's just...
Shut the fuck up, you little prick.
Exactly. Shut the fuck up. Info Joe, what up, man? Bro, I'm just praying that we made 500,000 so that at least Al could offer Benavidez. Because a lot of these imbeciles stole it only to say that Charlo or Benavidez is ducking. Only to argue and cry that we can't get those fights. You know what I mean? Not understanding that this is a business as well. But yeah.
Let's go! Come on. Info Joe is a beast. Checkbox red. Undefeated punchlines, better place your bet. The number one call, fought my way up the ranks. Border wars fighter, going hard in the paint. Boxing scene writers call me spectacular.
Border wars fighters going hard in the paint.
Yeah.
What up, TBV?
What up?
What up? Yo, what up, my boxing family? Yo, man, first things first, man, shout out to the boxing gods, man. Hey, you know, as a boxing fan, as a hardcore boxing fan, I've been happy how they closing out the year, man. They giving it to us. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. They first part of the year was slow, but now they're giving us all what we need. And as a boxing fan, I must say, I didn't get everything that I wanted, but I'm happy how the year is closing out, man. Shout out to you, James Payne, man, for doing them push-ups, man. I seen you on IG, man. You know what I'm saying? I had to do one of them pie bets before, man. I lost the fight on TBV, man. But shout out to you for keeping your word on that with Supermex. Yo, shout out to Marcus from DC, man. Good to hear you back on the show, champ. He an OG alumni that been on here since forever. Good to hear you back, champ. On to the fight, man. Plant, like I called it, no crow for me, as y'all know. I ain't picking with my emotions no more. Yeah, no more, man. Yeah. Plant, like I said, man, I think he had enough pop to keep Canelo off of him. He did give a good account of himself. I do love his skill set, man, but I think Canelo was just too much for him. I would like to see Plant fight a good Jacobs fight. I think that'd be good. And I like to see Canelo fight Jamal or Benavidez next. I would like to have that. You know what I'm saying? And Ness, I'm finna start. I ain't never betted. I'm gonna sign up and do the my bookie thing, right? But just do this for me. Get Trey Miller on the prediction show, man. I don't know why y'all got a jewel in the community. You ain't using him. Dude, pick
we be
last
asking
year
for him. He don't like, you know. I it's like asking Sony to set up a fucking boxing bars at Border Wars. You could only ask these dudes. I can't make them do nothing if he don't want to. He heard me on dozens of shows calling out for his help. Him and Brandon. They both just being dickheads.
Come on, Trey Miller, man. You the man. Last year, Trey Miller picked more fights right than anybody in the whole community. The dude ain't nothing but like 25 years old, if I'm not correct. He can put it in the chat. But he picked more fights than everybody. I think out of 100 and something fights, he maybe had 150 of them right. Some shit like that that's bananas. So, Trey Miller, if you're listening, man, your boxing brothers need you on the show. I'm finna start going on my bookie, and I'm finna start cleaning up and getting me some bread. Because I lately, my shit been right, but I ain't putting no money on it, though. But that's all I got. Y'all hit them thumbs up. You're listening to the number one pound for pound boxing podcast on the planet. Believe that. Peace.
All right. Yo, speaking of putting money on it, Dana White didn't use my bookie or the code BETTBV, that mother sucker. But he bet 100,000 on Canelo by KO, man.
41,000 on that.
Fucking mad,
bet.
dog.
Smart bet.
Fucking mad, bro.
All right, Ness, can I say something real quick?
Of course.
I want to congratulate you on the milestone of hitting 130,000 subs.
Oh, thank
All
you.
right. I know you've been pushing for that for a few weeks now, and it's a big accomplishment. So shout out to Ness, shout out to the whole Boxing Voice community for making that one happen. The struggle, the grind is all coming to fruition. And he doesn't always get these predictions right, but my brother's writing a great channel, great platform for solid debate. And on to the next. What's the next goal? 200K?
Nah, man, we I'm old school, Lil Engine that could, man. We going for 30,100, man. 100 at a time.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah, 100
there you go.
at a time, man. We just moving. As long as we can keep moving, we grateful. And you're right, I don't always get him right. I just believed he was more durable, and I feel halfway vindicated. I'm sorry, people don't like more victories, but I feel like people calling in saying that Plant did a good account of himself. Canelo saying Plant got skills. People now wanting to see Plant again. I feel vindicated enough because they didn't see the skill before him. They thought he was just another dude that was about to be knocked out. And yes, okay, it ended in knockout.
He was another dude that just got knocked out. That's exactly what happened.
It's not because no one cared about Callum Smith after he lost. You know what I'm saying? No one's asking who Sergey Kovalev's going to fight after he lost. It's different. Plant got a different buzz about him. You may not see that, and I don't expect
you know why that is, if you want to admit it or not? The fact is, we're in the United States. We consume U.S. media, and you just named 2 foreign fighters. So we're never gonna have Callum Smith on the same level of a Caleb Plant here in the United States. That's never gonna happen.
Yeah, but you got to understand, for my audience, that doesn't exist. We got a 45% UK demographic, champ. Like, that don't exist for my audience. We know UK boxing over here because it's international.
Well, I bet you that your UK audience wants to see Callum Smith again just as much as they want to see Caleb Plant.
Yeah, ain't nobody.
Did you see what Callum Smith did in his last win?
Yes, versus a dude that Bivol couldn't knock out, which is my brethren, Lenny Castillo. I know.
Oh yeah.
I know.
Oh yeah.
But Lenny Castillo.
That wasn't a Vincent Feigenbutz. That wasn't a Mike Lee. That was a solid dude, and look at what happened.
Come on, man.
I'm just saying,
whatever, man. I'm going to a caller, bro, because you're a capper. You're a capper, man. You're a fucking capper.
So you're telling me, Leonard, that you're telling me Castillo is not better than Feigenbutz or Mike Lee? Is that what you're saying?
I'm not telling you. No, I'm asking you, what's Lenny Castillo's best win? I'll
tell you.
I know. I don't need you to answer, Maestro. I'm gonna go to my caller. I know what you're going to say. It ain't about his win. Because for Feigenbutz, it's about wins. For Lenny, it's about eye test. For Plant, it's about resume. For Lenny, it's about eye test. I'm good. We know you biased. We not mad at you. We love what you do.
Mr. PBC, baby.
BoxingWords.com. I'm the finest. Canelo talking about he believes he can win. Go to my kitchen. Get the sharpest knife and cut the bullshit up. I don't care what you do good. I do every fucking thing great.
Mr. PBC.
Damn, double intro, PBC.
Yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate you.
That's all that money you made, man.
I know, man. Give me that crow. Put a little plant on it or something, a little
Hey,
oregano or
vegetables?
something. I hedge my bet. I'm not a parlay type of dude, but I do like to parlay with some wine or something, with some weed. Um, but when it comes to the betting, I definitely had more money on Canelo. I never been a fan of Killer Plant, but I respect him because of his jab. But I said it before this call. Um, I said it before this call that he would need to do a lot, like move around side to side, and I didn't see him do that. He was straight. He was leaning on the ropes. He was tired. He was looking real red. And that's what I got Bivol, man. He don't get red. He don't get tired. He's went in there with dogs, people who got power. Joe Smith, John Pascal, and he equalized the power. And he moves side to side. His jab is straight up and down, just like Shakur Stevenson. And I definitely think he's going to give Canelo problems. That's the only person I've ever gave 100%. But Plant did good. He's a good fighter, but he'll do good against David Benavidez. But I think David Benavidez will beat him. That's my call.
You said he did good. How many rounds did you give him?
I really wasn't going off of rounds. I was hoping that Canelo didn't knock him out early, and I was hoping that he didn't do nothing early to fuck up my money. Keep it real.
That's what I figured. This is a common theme, which is that he did good because he didn't get knocked out until the 11th round. At the end of the day, as far as I'm concerned, there wasn't a single moment where it looked like Caleb Plant was a threat to Canelo. There wasn't a single moment where it looked like Caleb Plant was backing up Canelo or hurting Canelo or at any shot at winning this fight.
Nah,
it
he
was
hurt him to the body.
Nello.
He hurt him to the body with a left hook.
He got another knockout. And, people have to start giving Canelo props for what he's doing, man. 1 year, 4 fights, undisputed champion at 168. And all people are saying is, oh, well, Maestro, this guy went 11 rounds. It took him 11 rounds to get knocked out. Okay. That's good. But what about Canelo? What about Canelo, Ness?
I will say,
you got any excuses tonight, Roy?
I will say this about Canelo, if I could just throw it in. I appreciate Canelo for cleaning up another division in this wonderful sport of boxing that we love. So there's one division that has no debate going on about who the man in the division is. If we could just get the heavyweight division, the lightweight division, divisions like that, the welterweight division on board, I think we'll be heading in the right direction in boxing. One face, one name, one champion.
All right. We going to JP. What up?
Long Beach in the house. Yeah.
TBV. Man, I'm a little I'm disappointed in a lot of y'all. First of all, the panel. It was a woman on the show last night, Lady Chan, who had better analysis than all y'all. She put all of y'all to sleep. Every one of you. Dog, and I'm just disappointed. We all experts in this boxing game, right? But I'm just so disappointed in a lot of my brothers on here, man. What has Caleb Plant ever done to give y'all the thought that he could beat Canelo?
Well, I never said that.
Canelo has arguably the best chin in the game.
Hell
Canelo does have probably the best left hook in the game. Canelo has the best resume in the game. The guy got maybe 7+ Hall of Famers on his resume by the age of 32. And you pick Caleb Plant because he has pretty feet. You motherfuckers are style whores. I'm terming a new word in the boxing community. You guys are style whores. And you know who I blame? I blame Floyd Mayweather because he made it look so easy. But let me tell y'all something, man. Floyd Mayweather pulled off an unbelievable magician's act. And here's the thing about punching. When you're going to do the Floyd Mayweather thing, it has to be crisp.
Hey, let me say something right quick, Ness and JP. I'm sure you can understand this because you're a lyricist, my man. Sometimes people just like bars, man. And sometimes with boxing, people don't get drunk off power. People do like boxers. People do like slickness. People do like feints. People do like that kind of shit. So that's why Griselda's in the mix, right? See what I'm saying? You heard somebody say that last night. I don't really listen to him that much because I'm a bit of a dinosaur, but people like to listen to bars. People like to watch boxers. So
they like it when it's effective. They like it when it's effective, though, bro. Nobody likes bars when it's off beat and it's not making much sense. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, people love feigning when it's effective. People love the shoulder roll when it's matched with a counter. People love, slick defense when you're actually making the man miss and pay. None of that was happening yesterday. Now, the funny thing is, this brother came on and I thought that I was included in what he was saying. But after about 5 minutes, I'm like, oh, I'm not involved in any of what he's talking about. Because the whole lady sharing comment and her, having a better analysis than the whole panel combined. I can't speak to that because I wasn't here, and I guess he wasn't hearing what I was saying prior to the fight. But, pretty much everything I said is exactly what ended up happening, which, no surprise there sometimes, I guess. But look, let me ask you guys this. What would you rather see Canelo do now? A few defenses at 168 or moving up to maybe 175 and taking on like a Bivol or maybe a Joe Smith? I think Joe Smith is definitely a winnable fight. Get the WBO strap back, right? You got Zerdo up there at 175. You got Beterbiev. What do you think, Ness? 168 or 175 Canelo?
Different. You understand? We have Jennifer Lopez. We got Maluma. We have J Balvin.
For me, I actually like Amin's recommendation, which most ain't gonna like it, but that's probably gonna be something I start to push. I like Canelo versus Oscar Rivas.
Yeah, that came out.
I think
belly.
he could. I think he could shake up the world with that. Ryan Rozecki, we know him well because of one of our listeners from Nova Scotia.
You believe, Maestro? Don't change the timber. You believe, don't you? Yeah, Oscar Rivas at Bridgerweight.
No, we don't need to see that. We don't need to see that.
So we know Ryan Rozecki well because of one of our listeners, Jeff from Nova Scotia, and Ryan Rozecki is a 175-pounder. Canelo, 2 weeks out, weighed 174 and Plant 173. On the official WBC scale.
That's right.
Rozecki put hands on Rivas, and obviously Canelo's skill is Canelo's skill, and he keeps showing that his power is his power. Rozecki, like Plant, never been in there with nobody. I mean, if you think Feisenbutts is bad, the guys that Rozecki fought, aren't on that level. And again, he had a lot of success. And Rivas, we've seen 3 fights now. Jennings, he tired. Dillian, he tired. The only thing he's shown us for sure is his power carries late. But again,
it does.
But again, he's
but
not.
Why? I think historically,
he's not.
Legacy.
Let me finish. He's not Canelo. And I met Rivas in person in Mexico. He's very small. Obviously, I'm big, so it's not the same as me looking at Canelo. I mean, Canelo looking at him, but yeah, he's small. And Roy Jones did it, right? But we made it easier for Canelo because instead of fighting John Ruiz, a true heavyweight that, again, isn't a true heavyweight, you could fight Rivas, who's a bridgerweight that almost lost.
Yeah, look, I got to keep it real. In terms of legacy, in terms of prestige, in terms of accomplishment in the sport, I can't really compare going after Undisputed at one of the premier divisions in the history of the sport, light heavyweight, 175, to go in for a title named after a child that was mauled by a dog that's currently held by Oscar Rivas. I don't quite understand that, if I'm going to be honest with you. personally, I think he should go up to 175 and try to be 4-belt, 2-weight champion, much in the way that Usyk is trying to do. I think that's the route that he should take. Titles named after children mauled by dogs. Like I don't really think that's something that Canelo needs to really be going after. Like legacy.
You got some
weird.
So
I don't think I'm on the same page on that one.
Like you got some weird shit with you. Did you ever see a picture of that child that the WBC created? So stop making a joke, bro. Like you're a little bit weird sometimes. Like why can't you just say the word Bridgeway? Why it's got to be a title that was created after some kid that was mauled? Do you want me to pull up a picture of that boy's face? The fuck is wrong with you? Let me get some callers, bro. Let me get some callers. I'm good. I'm good.
I don't think that's a reason. I don't think that's a reason to name a weight class. With all due respect, I don't. I'm sorry.
Yo, first of all, I want to say I love my TBV comrades. I love my TBV live chat comrades. Let's get to it, man. Listen, this fight shows us one thing. We can't take nothing away from Caleb Plant, but yo, fucking Canelo is the best. I put it like this, man. We all love this show. And this is the difference between we all love this show, but fucking Ghost Son murked him. Power. To beat him, you need power. All that razzle-dazzle shit is cool, but if you don't got no power, you can't get it on with Canelo. Who the fuck got power to stop him, man? I told y'all he was the thing. And I need that goddamn... Listen, man, I want spinach with crow, saute with butter and garlic, man. Because I told you a plant-based diet, but Canelo had too much power. He had too much power, man. This shit is crazy. Who the fuck gonna stop Canelo, man? Is it David Benavidez? Is it Charlo? Is he gonna get his head knocked off when we get to 175? I don't know. He got a hell of a run ever since he lost to Mayweather. The man been winning so way. He's the Bobby Fischer of boxing, moving up to different weight classes, doing that chest, mind control shit, taking both. But he undisputed.
Counterpunch, Dom.
Yo. I think what needs to happen is, people need to stop chasing the ice cream truck. They need to start mixing it up. I'm kind of getting tired of seeing the Charlos with their different hairdos. I kind of want to see them fight people and actually see their chains and be like, okay, he's really rocking a chain after that fight. I just want to see people mix it up. I've been saying that we can't keep on feeding this dude Canelo, protein bars and plants and all this stuff. I mean, and I think, the number one person that's going to beat him is Bivol. I'm a big fan of Bivol. Bivol has a beautiful jab. He moves side to side. Caleb Plant stood right there and pushed the jab and tried to move backwards. That's what I'm saying, man. I got Bivol all the way. That's my call.
Get the fuck out of here, man.
Coach Bill in Las Vegas. What is up?
This call the entire time. It's some crazy people, man, that be calling, man. You guys don't know what the fuck y'all be talking about. And I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I'm with you on this shit, man. Because look, y'all need to give Caleb Plant a little more credit than what y'all give him. Because he in my opinion, he had Canelo frustrated the entire fight. You get what I'm saying? Everybody know Canelo had power. Everybody know Canelo was gonna throw that power. And I don't know, y'all might hate me for this too, but I feel like it was a lucky punch. You get what I'm saying? He wasn't even look. You know, like it's just crazy, bro. Like dude was looking down when he threw the punch. Well, look at the instant replay. Canelo wasn't even looking up when he threw the punch, bro. Like honestly, and he clipped him, and then he took advantage of it. But I do give Canelo respect. Him having to change his game plan and walking down, you know what I'm saying, and just kind of be patient and wait for that knockout. That was great. I do respect him, but I'm not gonna say he's the greatest yet, man. Like honestly, but he's done great things. He's beat a lot of people. You know, honestly, but give Plant his respect, man. Get the man his flowers, man. And watch him boom from here. Watch this be his only loss, and watch him take over the game next. I'm gonna just say that. I'm out next. You already know I rock with you all the way through, and I'm gonna continue to listen to these crazy ass callers, man. All right, that's me. I'm out.
Whoa.
Gee.
He said Plant might take over the game.
He also said that Canelo's shot was a lucky punch. Cannot agree with that at all.
Who said it was a lucky punch? Who said that?
The last caller said that. He said that it was a lucky punch.
Yeah, he said Canelo had his eyes down. He said he had his eyes down. I got another counter. Mr. PBC, Dom, what up?
Man, I mean, people calling me crazy when I just said I think Caleb Plant did good. So am I not giving him respect, or am I just not respecting him? At the end of the day, man, like I said, I feel like the number one person that would do it, that don't need power, that equalized power, other than 175, and other fighters he fought, Beterbiev don't even speak English in S, so Bivol, he can learn a little bit. And Beterbiev got like 16 fights. So you really want to do it with 16 fights fighting Canelo? When Bivol done fought the best.
Beterbiev at least unified, though. He's more qualified because of the unification.
What does speaking English have to do with anything? Tito Trinidad never spoke English.
No, hold on. He said Bivol don't speak English.
Usyk doesn't speak English.
He said Bivol don't speak English. Fuck that. We don't want to see that fight.
I don't.
So get on your boy. That's my call.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but
yeah. If you don't speak English and your fighting style isn't appealing, you don't have a Gennadiy style, you don't have a Canelo style, you don't have a Margarito style, like ain't nobody beating the drum for you. And I'm definitely not about to over glorify you for winning the world title, going 10 rounds with Lenny Castillo. You know, you got some decent wins with Pascal, who probably was juiced. You know, who else he beat? Joe Smith, who's a world champ. You know, but none of that is screaming Canelo. You know, I want a good B-side. I want someone that's going to sell it. You know, Plant made people believers.
Yeah.
I want you to fool me, like, because I got to pay $80, man. Like, I
So
don't
you got fooled on Saturday?
No, I know Plant, brother, and I was right. I'm not mad. You know,
You picked the decision, bro.
I'm ignoring you 99% of the time because I've already realized you don't like boxing. You just want to argue. And Plant showed last night that he can box. People are calling in. You're not the end all be all. That's why, again, I move on to the callers from around the world. This is an international show. And people are calling and giving Plant their respect for what he did. It's not like when Callum fought and the calls, or when Sergey fought and the calls. You know, you can have your opinion. I'm not mad at that, but because you repeat it doesn't make it right. Because you think Plant did nothing and he was no better than Rocky
I never
Fielding.
said he didn't bid nothing.
No, you
I
did.
never said
You
he
did.
didn't bid nothing. I
You
said
did.
that he was. I said that
You
he
keep
didn't
changing.
at any
Actually,
point.
you keep changing what you said. Actually, you said he wouldn't do better than Rocky Fielding. So then you came on here somehow poking your chest out and patting your back when your prediction was wrong. Your prediction.
Nah, my prediction wasn't wrong. I predicted a brutal KO. That was my prediction.
Stop cutting me off so that I can finish. You said he would have a sports center and repeat it over and over obnoxiously, which the crowd loved. I'm never mad at what you do. You get them riled up. They love that you're coming for me. But you lied. You said it would be Sports Center. You said, din-in-it, and every time we tried to talk, din-in-it, and every time, din-in-it, but it wasn't. In fact, the world is saying, wow, Plant is a much better boxer than what I thought. Wow, Plant surprised me. So we can move on. You have your opinion. I have mine. Simple.
Jeez.
Justin in New Jersey, what up?
I was trying to get in last night for years. Yo, I was taking notes on the fight, and I just thought that y'all can hear me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we hear you, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, I just thought that Plant, yo, he was getting the first couple rounds, man. He was getting like he was able to just take the fight to the middle of the ring and everything, and move around, move in and out of the pocket. But then he was getting stopped. Like for the rest of the fight, man, he was getting stalked, man. And I don't know. J Max said that the ring was small. Maybe that's the case, but I think the other coach was talking about effective aggression, and I don't know about y'all, but I think effective aggression, you don't have to throw a punch. You could use your feet to stalk the dude down, and he got tired after the fourth round. You could tell because he was using the shoulder roll. Just standing there, man, and he was getting tagged with that, left him open with that left hook, all night, man. And he did. I thought he did some things well. He had a chance in the seventh round, I think, because Canelo was on the ropes to really let go of his combinations, but he was so intimidated by the pressure that he was like the round before that. I think Canelo just had his hands down, stalking him. So, I mean, I just think that I said it was going to be a knockout, and Plant was just outclassed, I think, man. And even though he did some good things, he just didn't have the stamina. He wasn't quick enough to execute his technique. So that's my call.
All right, Champ. Thanks for calling in. Hawk, Maryland. Hawk, Maryland. Turn that radio down.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Oh, all right. Well, it happened just the way I called it. So, but Plant did good, like I said he would, and he would wear down in the later rounds. I didn't think the fight was that close, but that's just my opinion. But what is the trip is that the football players, the football fans know the best football players. The boxing fans can't seem to figure out these elite boxers, like the ones that just aren't going to lose. Big Baby ain't losing. Canelo not losing. Boots not going to lose. Terrence Crawford is going to knock Sean Porter out. I said Shakur was going to knock out the last dude for Jamel. Tank not going to lose, and Inoue not losing, and Tyson Fury not going to lose. These fighters are not going to lose to these fighters that come along and fight once a month. Once a year, and they average, bro. Canelo beat that boy from round one just with his pace. I didn't see a close fight, man, but I thought Plant did exactly what he said he was going to do. He's going to come to win, and he showed that he came to win. He showed the heart, but he literally got beat up at the end. So it's just that they're on a different level. I'd rather see Canelo in the same weight class like he said he's going to do. Go ahead and finish out the players in this weight class, and he'll end up with Bivol, because Bivol not going to lose to nobody. So that's going to be a fight coming up. Bivol will be this when they do finally meet.
Thanks for calling in. Let me see. I think we got some super chats we got to get to. Julio Guzman correcting Doomy with a super chat that says, TBV, this makes number 3. Much love, though.
Oh, nice dog, Ness.
Thank you.
Top of the hour, brother. I got to get up out of here. But thank you for getting me on again.
For sure.
And letting me brag and boast for getting the official prediction correct. And wishing everybody here a really good night. Everybody in the chat. Mr. James Payne, good to see you again. King Amin, salute to you, bro. I'll see you all later. TBV community, have a good night.
Peace, maestro. We got, let me see here. Money Man Dan Canelo. And then we got Mr. Calderon. Callum was the ring champ. He'll sleep Plant. Okay. I would love to see that fight. But he moved up to 75. Capuni. Losers don't get credit. Canelo is undisputed. Get the next sacrifice ready. And Julio Guzman says, I was at Bivol versus Smith fight in Rome, New York. And Smith had him dancing around a couple of times. All right. Well, we got Decatur, Georgia, lids low.
Get your ass in the ring and swing, man.
BoxingWords.com.
Hey, Daddy.
Boxing thinking man's game.
This is Dolla beat.
Skill. Up here. You gotta be out think a motherfucker. That's what BoxingWords.com.
TBV was happening, man. Everybody.
What up, champ?
Hey, what's happening, everybody? Hey, shout out to Canelo, Undisputed, man. Shout out to Caleb Plant. I do want to give Caleb Plant some shine on his defense. I hear a lot of people like saying it didn't work or whatever. It did okay. It blocked a couple of, not more than a couple, but a nice amount of left hooks Canelo was throwing. So shout out to Caleb, man. So who I want to see Caleb fight next? You know what I'm saying? Because he done reached the mountaintop. Shout out, he at the top, so he can do what he want pretty much. I would either want to see him fight Billy Joe Sanders or bring up Charlo. And that's on the poll. You should have put a draw up there too, by the way. And then for Canelo, I want to either see him go to 175 and do his business, or I want to want him to give us a fan-friendly fight and bring up Andrade. I know he said he'll never fight him, but just for some, for fans' sake, or go up to 175. That's where I'm at with it. Shout out to Baldy. Shout out to Jago. I'm out this thing, man.
All right, Liz Low. Thank you for calling in. Let me get to LV Slugger.
Only time y'all see me in Rays is when I turn into the Bronze Mama.
I want a body, and he gonna be the body.
The ambulance better be ready. The medical better be ready. The referee better be ready. They better have that towel to be able to throw it in.
SDS Promotions.
Was he right?
LV Slugger.
TBV, fellas, what up? How it sound?
What up?
You good? What up, fellas? Yeah, man, definitely enjoyed last night of boxing, man. Enjoyed that night of boxing, man. Good fight, in my opinion. I don't know why people getting at Steve. Like I ain't have a 7-3 after the 10th, but I did have Plant up 6-4. So you know what I'm saying. I'm not no professional judge, but just from what I was saying, I did have Plant up 6-4, so I could see people having in a draw after the 10th. I think Plant did his thing, man. He did look good. I just hate that he got caught. Somebody did make a good comparison with the how the fight was playing out. They were talking about the Charlo Harrison too. I had Harrison up in that second fight till he eventually, Charlo just kept that pressure on him and eventually caught him. And that's similar to how that fight played out yesterday, man. Canelo just kept with the calculated pressure and was able to eventually catch him with that left hook, man. And, Plant wasn't able to recover. But, cause I give credit to both men, man. I can't wait to see Caleb back, see how he looks. I'm not sure who next to fight at 168, but, whoever he fight, man, I'm going to be tuned in. He definitely, I just wish he could have made it to the 12, man. But Canelo, man, like, for real, you got to get that man his props. He undisputed. First Mexican to do it. Living legend, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm enjoying this shit. And as far as with him, that man can do whatever the hell he want next. Like, just to be real. Like, we beg our favorite fighters to give us 2 fights a year. This man just did.
Cut it.
A young fella. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce to you a young fella. And he comes from the Magnolia.
I'm an audio sound.
Straight.
Alright, look, check this out, Ness. The fight went exactly how I figured it was gonna go. From my calls, I predicted, what I'm saying, that, well, I ain't gonna say it was a prediction. I just was stating the facts. I said, Ness, I can see Plant winning by this, not winning by decision, winning in the fans' eyes, maybe or whatever. I knew he wasn't gonna get the decision by the judges. But I said, Ness, the only thing I'm really worried about, because I know Caleb can box, is how his chin gonna hold up. What type of chin do he have? Because he never fought anybody to really, you know what I mean, to really showcase what he really made of, right? And it's not his fault. He fought the people that was in front of him. That's all you can do. But until you step up to that next level, man, that shit different, bro. You know what I mean? And that's what we saw Saturday night. That's what we seen. We finally saw him get hit, and what happened? Now, that don't mean he got a weak chin. I think Canelo wore him down with the body shots, and then he caught him up top because he did some good work to the body. Not a jab. He had a good jab, Ness, but it's not a powerful jab. Like it's like the jab wasn't really. It don't seem like it was it effective for you? It ain't really.
Cut it.
LV counterpunch.
Hello, y'all hear me?
Yeah.
I just wanted to say on the Canelo tip, man. Like I said, man, our favorite fighters, we beg our favorite fighters to get in there just twice a year. This man just undisputed a whole division in 1 year time, 4 fights. So, like I said, that man can do whatever the hell he want next, man. Like if he do go the Triple G route, you know, I don't want it just because. You know, Triple G, what have you done for me lately? Like, he haven't looked good since that second fight. But them first 2 fights is not just no, like Canelo just beat him convincingly that enough to where the third fight wouldn't be out the question. It's just Triple G hasn't really gave us nothing. So, you know what I'm saying? Hasn't looked good since that second fight. But like I said before, Canelo undisputed. He the man on this boxing shit right now. You gotta give him his just due. But whatever he plan on doing, like, I can't even be, even if he's trying to fight a year on some shit. Like I said, he just down. Undisputed a whole year in 1 year time, and our favorite fighters ain't even giving us 2 fights a year. So, like I said, whatever he plan on doing, he deserve it, man. Get rest, whatever. So that's all I really had to say.
All right, brother. Thank you for calling in, LV Slugger. My Gene Bear, I know you said come to you last, so I'm keeping it moving. We got Boston, Massachusetts.
Yo, first of all, let me say, I don't play Showtime to see you all there, not even putting a goddamn motherfucking effort. If I want to see 2 motherfuckers just fight, I pick up a fight with somebody in the street. Don't need that shit. You don't love that sport, my dude? Just move along. Gone. Fuck you. Next, what a great show. Thumbs up, donate.
What's happening, people? Mr. Gibbs.
What up?
Yo, I mean, still there?
Yeah.
Yo, what up, I mean? What's going on, J Pain?
What's up?
Yo, check it, listen. No crow needed here. But this shit's not about me. This shit is about having a consensus. Because what Punch Drunk was saying that earlier in the show, the other show, about how to score, that's really important. We need a consensus. Because Ness is under belief that a jab sort of equal a power punch. I grew up fucking learning different. I don't know what type of situation we are now that we don't have a consensus on that. That would be great if we can have every caller talk about it. You can have some type of fucking discussion about it. So we can have a consensus to how to score a fight based on punches. Mr. Gibbs.
What up, bro?
Nigga, you heard what the fuck I said. We gotta learn how to count these punches. You're talking about one jab equals a fucking power punch when you don't.
I'm not gonna argue with you, man. I don't give a fuck what
No, I'm saying we said consensus, nigga. I'm saying consensus. You gonna do that?
I don't care what y'all think.
What you mean you don't care? You gotta care, so we okay agree on that shit.
I don't care. We don't agree.
Oh my God, nigga, come back to your senses.
We don't agree. Y'all clowns and I'm not. That's just that.
Nah, nigga, for real, baby. Come on, baby. I'm just saying. We need a consensus on that.
We don't need nothing.
Hey, listen, everybody support the channel. Shout out to you, Nance. Give me your flowers now, because I don't know how you do it with all these personalities. Shout out to you, bro.
Yeah, man. I'm not here to put no consensus and Like, dudes gonna score how they want to score, and I'm gonna score how I want to score. Like, that's how it is. Adelaide Bird likes boxers, man. I would be a horrible judge in real life because I like boxers. So it is what it is, man. Boxing judging is subjective, man. I don't care what none of y'all say about a jab and an overhand right. You know, this ain't Max Kellerman and HBO. It ain't about who would you rather be. You know, if it was, then yeah, I don't want to get hit with overhand rights, and I'd rather get hit with a jab. Depending who the fuck throwing that jab, okay? So, you know, I seen Jamal Charlo put someone down with a jab. Miguel Cotto put someone down with a jab. Gennadiy Golovkin put someone down with a jab. So, you know, we got to stop. You know, we got to stop because what is it? I mean, when those men put people down with a jab, did we only give them a 9 round? They didn't get the whole 10-8 because it was a jab? Like, shut the fuck up, calling in here with the stupidest shit in the world. If you subscribe to the stupid shit, go to those channels with the stupid shit. Until someone sends me black and white, no jab is worth more than no right, and no right is worth more than no jab. Show me that shit in the rule books. Like, you dudes are weirdos, you know what I'm saying? Somehow, in the same sport, the jab ain't worth shit, but it could take you around the world. Like, which one the fuck is it? Is the jab good, but it could take you around the world, or the jab ain't good because it's not as good as the right hand? Or does the jab, like Mayweather or all the greats say, set everything up? Like, which one is it, man? Like, I don't really have time. You know, dudes are weird. You know what I mean? Your favorite fighter's fighting, all of a sudden, whatever the other dude do good isn't good enough anymore. That's what it's about. The jab in this conversation is no good because that's what that man does well. But whatever. Any thoughts, gentlemen, before I move on to the other callers?
Nah, man, keep it rolling.
All right.
Shout out to Georgie. Shout out to Georgie.
Paco, Mr. I'm always unmuting even when it ain't my turn. Are you available? No Paco?
And the crickets.
There you go. You unmuted, but you went back to mute. Hit it once, champ. There you go.
Yo, what's up? Oh, shit. What up, Nance? What's going on, guys?
What up, what up, what up?
All right, just real quick. Canelo whooped that ass. And, yo, that's it, bro. Like, Canelo whooped that ass. We told you, bro. Love you, Nance. Love your podcast. I'm here all the time. But Canelo whooped that ass. And you know it. And you know it. Let's get it. All right, peace out, Joe.
All right. Yeah, Julio Guzman says, you think Canelo would ever fight Gilberto Ramirez if he became a light heavyweight champ? 5 de Mayo 2023. Not bad. Not bad. You guys like that, Canelo Gilberto?
I don't know. Gilberto, I don't see Gilberto doing anything different from anybody else. It's just a fight for Mexico, I guess.
All right, bro. Like Amin just said, man. At this point, I'm really just scratching my head trying to think like who can derail the Canelo train, and I really don't see it coming off the tracks, man. I see this man winning his potential next 4, 5, 6 fights. I mean, fuck.
N.O. Counterpunch. N.O.
Yeah, Ness, you can hear me?
Yep.
All right, look, check this out, bro. When one of these motherfuckers gonna fight Canelo ass, bro? You know what I'm saying? We done had Danny Jacobs. Everybody say one thing before the fight. There's a whole lot of hoopla and a whole lot of motherfucking action and talking and slapping and batting and left hooks being thrown before the fight. Why every time we get in the fight, bruh, it's like what all that animosity, what all this willing to prove yourself and be great. Like that's like I'm starting to get frustrated with the opponents, bro. Even the people that we want to see when they get their opportunity, man, they get in there and they want jab like through the whole fight. They don't want to let a right hand go, a combination like the shit they was doing that got them the title. Like everything you know what I'm saying? Like what all that win at? Everything you learn to get here. You understand? Like I'm tired of seeing when somebody get an opportunity, man. It's like they just trying to go 12 or some shit. Like, man, who gonna take a chance? Who wanna be great? That's all I'm waiting on, bro. Who is it gonna be? I think Benavidez or Charlo. That's my opinion. Now, maybe Benavidez a little more. Go ahead. What you said? What you was saying?
Not in my bad.
All right, but look, maybe Benavidez or maybe Charlo. I think they got the style and a mindset to go in there. Fuck. If I know I ain't gonna get a fucking decision, I'm gonna go out on my shield and shit get.
Cut it. Yo, I'm just saying, man. Like I'm disappointed or like not excited about these options, man. Like, you know, the whole build-up, people were saying Caleb can't win because of who he fought. So then why are we talking about Benavidez? Why? That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't get it. See what I'm saying? The jab for one fighter, oh, it'll take you around the world. You fighting Canelo? Nah, he ain't throw no right hands. You know what I'm saying? So for Plant, nah, he ain't got no resume. He ain't beating Canelo. But Benavidez, everybody keep calling in. Benavidez is the guy. Who the fuck he beat? Oh, my bad. I mean, I ain't know that. I didn't know beating Anthony Durrell means you could beat Canelo. I'm sorry. Like, why the fuck we keep saying Benavidez? If Plant couldn't do it based off resume, and that's your excuse, how the fuck is Benavidez gonna do it? And he literally squares up. He squares up. Canelo ain't gonna have to hunt him down. He gonna be there to be found. And who the fuck is Benavidez knocking out? Oh, Porky Medina, the guy that you didn't give Plant credit for. Like, this shit is just crazy, bro. I swear to God, yo, it's hilarious the way we assess boxers.
Yeah, we said this was gonna happen though. If he got back past Plant, that we was gonna prop up the next guy. So
well, Floyd said that, man. Floyd said that, and Floyd was right. Like, it's never good enough. Once you done, we literally talking about the next fight, and it is what it is, man. We want entertainment. We want blood. Are you not entertained? That's what they asking. That we answering. No, we want more.
BoxingWorks.com.
Golovkin, you are next, my friend. Por eso lo vuelvo a repetir. La era del Canelo la mejor porque peleó con los mejores. La suerte es para los mediocres, my friend.
BoxingWorks.com.
Yo, what up, Ness? What up, James Payne? Doomy?
Yo.
How's everybody doing tonight?
Doomy been cut out, man. You know he 10 o'clock.
Wow.
He that old 80s commercial. It's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your children are?
Well, check it out, man. I'm just here to take my victory lap. You saw the bet slip pick.
You breaking up, champ. Hard to take a victory lap when we missing 6 out of 7 words.
The late round.
Whew. That Plainview, Texas internet is sirs. We can't hear you, bro. I'm going to come back to you so you don't waste your call. It's literally unable to hear. We can't hear you. Twin, Orlando, what up?
Yo, you hear me?
We hear you.
Yo, let me first, I guess, eat my crow. I mean, I had Canelo by decision, but he got the KO. That shit nasty. Shout out to Canelo, man. Super middleweight, undisputed, man. That's an accomplishment, man. All the way from 154. That dude's incredible, man. Can't put nothing past that dude. But I gotta say, I had him behind in the cards. I had a 6'4" Plant. And if people saying like Canelo was winning all them early rounds, and landing all his shots, he would have got rid of Plant earlier. That's my opinion. I don't get these judges, and I don't believe the judges because two of those on Friday night they was scoring Matisse versus Melendez, and they gave it to Melendez, and he did not win that fight. So we can't go by what they saying. They
Yeah,
full of shit.
I seen that Thomas Matisse fight. That was crazy.
Yeah, that was bullshit. And then, it was like, I knew it was going to happen, bro. I knew it was going to happen. And then I hear some other shit about some global average shit people talk. I don't give a where the fuck is that from? You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I was going for Canelo. I was rooting for Canelo, but I don't like the bullshit and I don't understand it. Now, the thing is, I respect certain people's opinions, so I have to rewatch the fight. The eights were close to me. I gave it for Caleb. Okay, I can give it to Canelo. And then maybe, it's 96 or whatever it was.
Cut it.
James.
Yo.
No, Benitez. JB.
Yo, hey, you can hear me, Ness?
Yes, sir.
Hey, what's up, Amin? What's up, JP?
What up?
What's up, man? Yo, hey,
JB,
first,
what up?
What's up, man? Hey, let me go ahead and get my crow out the way. I think I already took you last night, but I'll take it again. But Ness, man, what's up with these weirdos, man, that you be kicking it with, man? Like Punch, man, he a weirdo and delusional like Tio is. Maestro, he talking about how Caleb Plant was going to be worse than Rocky Fielding, and he did say yesterday that he was going to not last 3 rounds or some shit like that. So he can't even goddamn admit or stand on his own words and shit. He full of shit. I've been rocking with Plant, man. I believe that he beat 95% of the damn fighters in his division. Canelo was just a bad matchup. He clipped him. Shout out to Coach Bill, man, in Vegas, man. He's a very smart guy. And, Canelo wasn't even looking at where he was throwing when he threw that hook. And so it just pretty much clipped him, and that's what done Plant in. Also, Ness, man, I'm about to really start this real fat camp, man, so I can be ready for Border Wars in the summer, man. Doomy took a little footage, man, so he can show you, man. But, I'm going to try to be ready for next summer, man.
All right, champ. Well, appreciate you. NO, counterpunch.
Look, Nez, this is what I'm saying, Nez, bro. You too focused on Caleb Plant and what he can do. He can dance around. He can jab. He got a nice shoulder roll. That's cool. I'm talking about history, man. History tells you you're not gonna get a decision against Canelo. You gotta hurt this man. You gotta put him down at least 3 times to get anything going your way on the cards, man. This history, Ness. I'm not telling you nothing I'm making up in my mind. I'm telling you, you got to go in there, you got to hurt this man, or you got to knock him out. That's the only way you're going to win. If you don't have that mindset, you're not going to beat Canelo. So all these fighters that's coming up, they had the opportunity, they blew it. They tried to win a boxing match. It's not going to happen. You have to fight that man. If you don't fight Canelo, you're not going to beat him. You're not going to get the right credit on the scorecards. It's not going to happen. They tried to ride Floyd. Put this man. They robbed Laura. You know what I'm saying? Trout, I ain't go either way. I ain't really tripping on that. That could have been a draw. But come on, man. You're not going to get a fair shake. You got to go in there. Fuck having a fair shake. Fuck all that. Go in there, knock this man out, and walk out with the titles, man. You saw what Tyson Fury did. He got to draw the first fight. He knocked the man out after that. Fuck putting it in the judge's hand when you fighting this man, Ness. Stop. You got to start telling them fighters that shit, Ness. Stop telling them dudes to go in there with a light jab, pepper the man up, don't throw no right hands, don't engage. Stay on the outside. Stay away from the killer. That's not going to get you to win. Either you going to come to win or you coming to go 12 rounds. You just want to say you was there? Yeah, man, I was in the ring with Canelo. I went 12 rounds.
Cut it.
But look, No got a great point though. You know what I'm saying? Because look, some people can't even give Caleb Plant credit for, having been up on the scorecards, let alone if it would have went to a decision. So what No's saying is correct. Like, and I think, as a boxing fan, I can admit to being naive and thinking that, you know, people still respect and appreciate pure boxing, you know?
Yeah.
So I get what he's saying, though.
Sweet science ain't got nothing to do about fucking power. That's what I'm saying. So, I don't know. Let me get to James. You got another counterpunch?
Nah, this is my first one, man. Unless I threw one to you last night, maybe. But man, yeah, man. Like you was just about to say, man, the sweet science, man, is what we come to watch, man. Caleb Plant was bothering the shit out of Canelo with that damn jab, man. That people talking about, oh, this light ass jab, this or whatever, man. He kept him off from it was pretty respectable. And if Canelo didn't respect him, he would have knocked him out way earlier than what he took him to. Let's go ahead and cut the bullshit with that right there. People talking about, oh, you need a power puncher. Benavidez, he already said he's never going to fight no Mexican. So it's not going to be no Benavidez, not going to be no Gilberto Ramirez and shit. And even if so, he would damn sure probably knock out Benavidez the fuck out. Then people want to say, oh, man, let's go ahead and give him booboo and Charlo. Charlo probably, and you can go ahead and put me down for this if it ever happened. Booboo probably get knocked out worse than fucking Rocky Fielding. And I'm going to stand on it. And that's my call, Ness.
All right. Supermax, I want to try you, see if you're in a better service area. If not, we're going out to, all right.
I'm gonna go ahead and beat up Danny Garcia.
Hey, Daddy, this a dollar beat.
You can take out that green jacket because I just took your bill.
It's fly,
you can't even set out an arena. The only reason you don't pay per view because you fight me. So sit down somewhere. Sit down somewhere. You will not be fighting on pay per view for me.
Yo, TBV, what's up?
What up?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Great fight. Great
10 seconds.
Hard for the most part, for as much people wanted to knock it and saying it wasn't worth $80 because, at the end of the day, when you get it, when you're highly entertaining, some things might be worth most than $80. But going into the stoppage, man, I actually had Canelo up 6-4 on my end. I do give Plant a lot of credit for his defense and the way he was countering Canelo and making Canelo miss bad to where not even the crowd could fake cheer like as if Canelo was doing something. It was obvious some of the misses Canelo had, but I think eventually Canelo seen him. Eventually knew I'm just gonna keep wearing you down, and eventually the shot came that ended the fight. I think the only way to beat Canelo is you have to just simply create doubt in Canelo in either the way Triple G did it or the way Floyd did it, to the point where I can't hit this dude or this dude's not gonna go away. Because since that was the only 2 times we've really seen Canelo in trouble. They try to say I don't know who said it with Erislandy Lara, but Lara didn't do enough. Lara got to the point where he was over defensive. He wasn't even jabbing like Plant was. Plant had a beautiful jab. He threw in some combinations what he needed to, but at the end of the day, he just didn't have enough to keep Canelo off. That's my call.
All right.
What number you on, King? I mean, it's like number 6.
What, L?
Yeah, probably.
Let's start with this. I'm a creative genius.
SDS.
And now, the most dangerous producer on YouTube, Brandon in Houston.
SDS Promotions.
Yo, I call in to get my crow. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and give me my crow, man, because I picked Plant last night.
Why you sound like you crying?
Nah, I ain't crying. I'm good. I mean, like I said, I had a doubt in fight. I just had a feeling Plant always been very confident to me, and I just thought maybe, last night was a night, but Canelo walked his ass down at the end. I But I also don't feel like I'm the only one that should be eating crow. Like for all this lead up, because I'm at every show. Obviously, I get a notification anytime the show go live. So I've been listening to every show. We had people calling saying Plant ain't on that level. Who has he fought? He don't belong there with Canelo. He gonna get knocked out in the third round. As far as I'm concerned, he looked like he belonged in there last night. So I think those people who were saying all that dumbass shit need to call in and eat some crow too. You know what I'm saying? Because Plant actually, with the shoulder roll and all that, he was frustrating Canelo. You could tell because Canelo started punching him in the fucking kidneys to make him straighten that shit out. Like, it wasn't working. He wasn't hitting it. So let me punch him in the kidneys, make him turn straight forward to me, like, and get you out of that position. Like Canelo, salute to him, and it's not really Canelo's fault that he getting all this hate. It's really his obnoxious fans. You know, it becomes a personal thing between fans. It ain't Canelo. Canelo always show respect to other fighters. It's really the fans that make you want to be like, you know, you want to see him lose because it's them. Like they act like he's representing them. So, I mean, shout out to Canelo for doing this thing, and Caleb Plant, you got to come back. He made a good account of himself. You know. People acting like he didn't do his thing. Stop lying. Stop fucking lying, man. And I've seen a lot of people saying 3 rounds. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. Clay was doing his thing. It's just that Canelo is nonstop. He's a machine. And Benavidez is the one. No Benavidez slander will be tolerated on my watch. Benavidez going to come in there in the first round. Canelo's going to understand, I got somebody here ready to swing. 8 punches at a time. And they coming. All that old torso movement, you ain't gonna be able to avoid 8 punches at a time, and they coming fast and hard, and that's my call.
Shout out SDS Promotions. They just anointed Benavidez the one.
Yo, so I know we showed the Charlo Jared Hurd scuffle.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see this other tweet. He
What
talking
we got going on?
talking to Clarissa, and he put, I like Jamal and Jamel, regardless if they like me or not. We can trash talk or whatever to promote a fight or whatnot, but don't cross boundaries. They approached me and my girl last night. He called my girl a bitch. I asked not to just keep it between the fighters. So I don't know. I guess he's saying like he wanted them to keep it between just fighters, but that's why he reacted. Now we know why he tried to get at Jamel. It's because Jamel and Jamal ran down on him with his girlfriend. So glad we stuck around long enough to clear that up, because I know we would have got some messages about how we messed up the story. Supermax, are you available?
Yeah, is this any better now?
Yep.
All right. Yeah, but yeah, Ness, you saw the bet slip. I picked the late stoppage. One little scratch on it, but I had it 5-5, 5 rounds apiece going into the 10th. Man, it was a competitive fight. We learned a lot last night. We learned that style still frustrates Canelo, because he in the 7th, it looked like he was ready to, look like he was fixing to close the show. He was feeling himself. His hands were down to the side, and Caleb Plant wasn't going to go away that easy. You've seen Eddie Reynoso have to calm him down and get him refocused. They also hit Canelo with a body shot that looked like it hurt him. Looked like it really took some air out of him. He kind of, I don't remember what round it was, but he had his reaction to it. So, all in all, though, Canelo pulled through. It looks like he's learned to stay patient and not let that frustration overwhelm him. I think a few years ago he would have just got frustrated and kept trying to walk him down and throw a wilder. So he was patient. He was meticulous, picked his shots, and closed the show, man. So all in all, it was a great event. At the end of the day, as a Canelo fan, all we're doing now is if we know where we've been before, we're waiting on the next guy to get built up so we can run through that person too. I'm really not interested in the third Triple G fight unless Triple G just smashes through Murata. Though I'm kind of hit or miss on it, man. But that's my call, man.
Champ, appreciate the call and the support. Thank everybody for calling in and everybody who super chatted. Speaking of super chats, I got Young Profeta. He says, judging is subjective to who is fighting. If power counted so much, then Wilder would have been up in more fights, right? Canelo got to get KO'd to take a loss. The cards got his back. Yeah. We got the last caller. Actually, nope. So wrong about that. We got Twan in North Carolina. Who this? Twan in North Carolina. That's who it is. It's late.
TVB.
What up?
What's going on, panel? Hey, Nash, you were right, too. Caleb did hurt him with a body shot. I think it was the 7th round.
Left hook to the body.
And I think
they gonna act like they didn't see it, man. I'm telling you, this dude is motherfucking.
I know. You know, these
Superman
fangirls. I know, right? But it was a good fight. Shout out to Canelo, though. He, like Mayweather said, the true champion can adapt to anything. But Caleb, like I said last night, if Caleb didn't keep his energy up, Canelo was going to dog walk his ass. And that's what Canelo did. But it was a good fight overall. I had Caleb winning like 4 rounds at first. I think like the 8th round, he looked like he hurt his hand or something. I don't know, but he won't punching with authority like how he was in the beginning rounds. But I don't know. Benavidez, I think Canelo probably knocked Benavidez out, man, because he there to be hit, and he gonna bang with the banger and fuck around and get knocked out. But I can't wait for that Kyron Davis fight to see how he do.
Shout out to you, man.
That's right, man.
Yeah, man. Kyron's my guy. This is what I'm saying. These guys, they don't understand that, man. You know, when you got as many years doing this as me and you watch these men, you know, literally as young adults turn into men and get their opportunity, I'm gonna be slightly biased to that. If you can't understand that because you just started watching the show, it's all right. This might not be the place for you. But like, you know, I seen a lot of these guys in the amateurs, you know, and then get signed. You know how special that is for them? It's no different than these drafts. It just doesn't get glorified. But like a highly decorated amateur to get, you know, drafted into the big leagues, a top rank, a golden boy, you know, a PBC, that's huge for them, you know, and people won't understand that. You know what I mean? But Chris Colbert comes from the Brooklyn Projects, you know what I'm saying? So like, how can I not be happy for him? You know, you guys just don't get that. You know, you don't do this day in and day out. You didn't watch them grow up. So, you know, you judge me without knowing is the basic bottom line. Majimbe, now you're the last caller. What up? 3 hours, almost 4 hours later. You ready?
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! I'm ready!
Alrighty then. That means super chat from LV Slugger that says, Canelo have top 5 chin in boxing history. Ali, number 1. Yeah, I mean, Canelo just keeps proving. He just keeps proving. You know, look, everybody knows I was a Canelo super fan. You know, he pissed me off with the plant negotiations, but look, he sparked my man, you know? So, on to the next, bro. Next GTO, Instagram and Twitter. We right back at you, 9 a.m. I do want to say apologies. I know this was a big fight. I didn't do my morning after total Untitled episode. Catch us Monday night for Untitled, 9 p.m. We switched that. I'm back in the gym. So, yes, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. West Coast, 8 p.m. Central. Fellas, where could they find you?
King Amin Invest 61 on Instagram, King Amin Invest 61 on YouTube for them championship rounds, and of course here on the Boxing Voice TBV podcast. That's where we at.
James Payne Lethal on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Google. James Payne Lethal. Shout out to the boxing gods for a great weekend of boxing. Shout out to Canelo for getting it done first. Super middleweight, undisputed champion in history. And major salutes to Caleb Plant for holding down the great state of Tennessee and making us proud, man. We are proud of you. And you will get a champion's welcome when you make it back home. And shout out to the Boxing Voice, man, for another one.
Shout out to each and every one of you, not only that are part of TBV and make up TBV, panelists, behind the scenes, correspondents, but the listeners, the callers, super chatters. Shout out to my iTunes listeners, keeping us where we're at. Thank you to everyone that drops a 5-star review, understanding that boxing is tribal, it's territorial, it's, many things. So this is a kind of situational podcast, right? It's like per episode, So I appreciate all the non-biased reviews and the 5-star reviews, keeping us number one on iTunes for many, many years. And I truly appreciate that. Julio Guzman coming in with the late super chat saying, only man to beat Canelo will be Father Time, which probably is right, looking at these options. Unless Bivol looks good, right? Bivol got this Marcus Brown fight. If he could look better than ever, maybe people start clamoring for Bivol. But yeah, man, catch us on the next one, yo. Mañana.
Adios.
Peace.